Yeah, I guess we can. Welcome in to a Wednesday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered here by Go Chevrolet. Remember, our friends are always online at GEAUXChevrolet.com. Brand new location over the Go Chevrolet family. Find out on Facebook, on social media. Go Chevrolet's got a brand new car lot out in Laplace and a used car lot over here in Baton Rouge. We will talk to Marcus Randall. He's the head coach of the Woodlawn Panthers, coming up here at 7:30 this morning. Of course, Coach Randall's quarterback, Ricky Collins, is front and center in recruiting news right now, both locally and nationally, as he decommitted to Purdue over the weekend, and LSU has really picked up the pace on recruiting Collins. We will talk to Marcus Randall about that coming up here at 7:30. Ricky reconsidered?
Yeah,
that
Ricky
was that one yesterday too.
Yeah.
Or was it Ricky reconsider?
I think it was Ricky reconsidered.
Okay.
Because of the decommitment.
Okay, got it.
And then,
but it came out right before he decommitted.
Yeah, that's
so
what I was wondering. Was it? Did they
I think that it's really kind of been.
Yeah,
it's been happening.
It's been in the water.
Clearly.
Yeah, it's been happening. Welcome in to this Wednesday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show. As always, we appreciate you starting your day here with us. Make sure you hit the like button, share button, comment button. Today is Mailbag Day, which gives you the opportunity to ask questions. Hashtag Mailbag inside of the chat. We'll answer your questions. We got a couple of voicemails that are already lined up.
Can't wait to hear what those are.
You can call and leave your voicemail at 225-229-7741. Or when we open up the phone lines, you can call in. Just have a take. Don't suck. Katie is here. The carpool queen is here. This is David's birthday. Shout out to David here. Happy birthday, buddy.
42.
42.
42.
Wow.
I got him balloons with a 4 and a 2. And people were like, God, the kids were like, geez. I was like, I know.
It doesn't get any better?
That's a high number.
I mean, that's what they're doing for the kids. You didn't do any, yard art, did you?
No, I didn't do yard art.
Okay.
You should have did the yard art.
We had a dinner last night, and we'll have another one tonight on his real birthday.
Oh,
but,
nice.
He
You
got
cooking?
some loot. No, hell no. We're going to Jubin's tonight. Last night we were at Roost
Did you
Fest.
say you got some lube?
Sweet.
Loot from Bowie.
Oh, okay.
Did you say lube? We got some
No, he
lube.
said lube.
You said lube.
That's what he said.
Got him a tube of lube.
Right.
He's excited.
It's the shot.
Anyway, happy birthday, David.
Yeah.
I feel like every time we
Sir,
talk about David,
happy
it gets
birthday,
weirdly
buddy.
sexual.
Happy birthday, buddy. Who else? Glenn Dorsey.
It's his
Happy birthday. It was earlier this week. We missed it.
Okay.
37. Dorsey.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
Like,
We are really getting old.
Ugh, I hate that.
It is crazy.
It's weird.
it was like a little
Cody
kid watching.
Boudreaux says yard art's very trashy.
I love Cody's trash.
I don't think that's.
I kind of agree. I mean, it's on the line.
For kids, it's fine.
It
You know,
depends
like
on
happy
what the-
birthday.
Yeah, I guess for
Yeah,
kids. I guess
yeah,
for kids,
for
it's
kids
all right.
it's fine.
For kids, it's okay.
It would be weird to do that for an adult.
Poche
doing it
saying
for
that
your
Tyrann
birthday.
Mathieu is back. Is this true? Don't mess with me, bro.
I don't know, bro.
Wait,
mess
who
with me,
said
man.
that?
Poche J inside of the
Poche J.
chat.
Marcus May was on the field yesterday, though.
That's okay.
What's the take, Poche J? We need more info than that, right?
Yeah,
Surely we
absolutely.
would have heard this.
Let me see something real quick here.
Thanks,
Make
Ron.
sure and hit that like button, comment button, share button.
I love that new subscribe thing in the top left. You did that?
Tyrann Mathieu is back.
Love it. Oh, really?
He's back.
Tyrann Mathieu
Okay,
is back.
what
He's
are the
rejoined the
details?
New Orleans Saints. I'm looking at Jeff Duncan's Twitter. I'm looking at Mike Garafola's Twitter. I'm looking at Rod Walker, Nick Underhill. All right.
Oh, my
Welcome
gosh.
back to you.
Okay, man. Pro Football Talks picked it up.
Thank God.
Tyrann Mathieu is back with the Saints. He missed the first week of Saints training camp while dealing with a personal family matter, but it looks like he'll be back to work on Wednesday. Jeff Duncan of NOLA.com reported that Mathieu is at the team's facility on Wednesday morning. That development comes 2 days after head coach Dennis Allen said that there was no timetable for Mathieu to rejoin the team. I'm reading this directly from ProFootballTalk.com and Pro Football's report that the Badger is back, baby. All right. Good news. Everybody chill out.
God.
I've been telling y'all for the last couple of days it's no big deal.
You, though?
As he panicked.
You have not. You've been over there sweating.
Told you so.
Texting him
Jesus,
again
thank
and
God,
again. Please hit me back.
Thank
you up?
God.
Sending
Are
him,
you
like,
okay?
Yeah, bro.
text?
You up? God. What's going on over there, man?
I feel like a side chick
Go
right
back to
now.
work. Yeah, right.
Text me back.
Like this is what
Oh
it was
my
like when I
God.
was chasing you in college, man. We've done so much on and off the field.
We've done so great.
Thanks, Post AJ, for breaking that in our chat.
Thank you, Poche J. Good looking out, bro.
We
Good
wouldn't have
looking
even
out.
gone
Good
to
looking
check
out.
if he wouldn't have said that.
Whew.
This,
No, I've
are
been
they
watching-
talking about
I've-
today, Wednesday?
I've been watching Underhill's
Yes,
Twitter.
20 minutes ago.
I've been
Okay.
keeping
20 minutes ago.
updated
20
on
minutes ago.
Underhill's
20
Twitter.
minutes ago.
Okay.
We're
To
good.
see
We're good. We're good.
So you knew, and you just chose not to mention it.
I didn't know, actually. I checked this morning to see, and I
Okay.
saw Marcus May was out there.
I'm hitting him
but
with a
I didn't
welcome
see
back text right now.
That's awesome. Maybe
Missed
that'll
you.
get him.
I love you, buddy.
Missed you, T.
Please
missed
answer
you.
back.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
amazing.
It's
Good.
great.
God,
All right, so if you have
please.
mailbag questions, remember, hop in. Remember, Daily, we're brought to you by Metropolitan Health Group, real doctors, real solutions over at Metropolitan Health Group. And don't forget about our partners over at WAFB. All of our content daily is sent to WAFB.com/Jordy to find all the Jordy Culotta Show content. But they got great stuff going on over there. We mentioned our partnership with HUDCO Roofing. Storm season is on the horizon. And if you want to keep up with the latest of storm season, the best meteorologist in the region, in my opinion, over at WAFB. Obviously, Dr. Steve Caparato and the man. Why is his name slipping my brain?
He's blanking right now.
Yeah,
I
blanking.
don't know.
The
I don't watch
meteorologist, dude, the
news.
guy that we saw.
Why'd you do that?
I know, man. this
Remember
is-
when we were there and I stood on the weather set and I didn't know I was standing on the weather
Him.
set? And I'm just standing there, like, nodding my head, watching Jordy's segment, and they're like, "Move, move," and I was like, "What?" They were like,
You're
"He was."
in
He
the
came
way.
in there. He's like, "Please move," and I was like, "Oh my god!"
I'm about to be
I
on
was
the
just
news.
standing there, like in front of the weather thing, like ready to go. Had
And
no
this is
idea
your
where I
weather for the
was,
day.
what I was doing.
Damn it, man.
I would 100% point the wrong way.
I know. Don't
Because
you? Well, I do that
isn't
here.
there a green screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. I don't
Wow.
know how
Yeah.
I would do it too. I do it here on
Do
camera.
they
when
have
I'm
the
trying
confidence monitors maybe?
They
to
do
show?
have a confidence monitor.
Okay,
yeah.
well, yeah.
They do have a confidence
But I'd
monitor.
probably, like, the first couple of days, I'd probably be like,
Absolutely.
here we are in Baton Rouge. And
How
I'm
could I
actually
forget
doing
Jay
that.
Grimes' name?
Lake Charles.
I did too, though. When you
Yeah.
said it, I couldn't say it.
I mean, I'm looking at him.
I know. Sorry,
But the
Jay.
best, if you're keeping up with the, if you
They are
want to
the
keep up
best.
with the storm alerts and what the weather is doing here in the month of August, it's usually that's when it gets a little hairy around hurricane season.
Aren't we
And
in
it
it?
has, yeah, we're kind of in it. We're kind of, or I mean, we're flirting with it. We're not
We
yet.
are. This is like Katrina.
We're not all
time.
in. Yeah, I mean, Katrina was
August.
August 28th.
Yeah.
Oh, was
believe.
it? Okay,
Yeah.
it was later on.
It's usually late August. It's usually around preseason football games.
Yeah.
Opening weekend of college football.
High school, first week.
First week of
jamboree,
high school, jamboree, first Friday
sloppy
nights.
games.
Why can't we plan around this? I mean, we know it's happening.
Well, I
KD,
mean, football
season's
season.
Football
I
season.
know, but
Like,
jeez.
can't
I
reschedule
feel like
that.
the end of August and 1st of September is the worst weather-wise.
That's why we're
Hurricanes
playing in the
risk
dome.
Yeah,
wise,
for sure.
you
Week
know?
one.
So you lost
Doesn't
the
Mississippi
HUDCO
State have
hat.
like a great meteorologist program?
I think they do, actually.
Aren't they, like,
which is
known
weird.
for-
They're known for their veterinary medicine program, and then they have a really good architecture program. Believe it
Really?
or not, it's really cool, like the whole architecture school. But I do think they have a meteorologist
No,
program.
I think
It's
they're like
weird.
it's like big. I want to say that's where. What's the big fan that rang the bell? The kind of weird fan that blew up from Mississippi State.
Which one?
for
Oh,
so
that
long?
guy?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
But,
What about him?
He was like a meteorologist.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was. Like that.
Was he for real?
That was his deal. Like he was.
God, that guy.
What was that guy's name?
I don't remember. I wish you didn't even bring it up. It's
Skid
so
Mark?
embarrassing.
What was his name?
It's so embarrassing.
Those the electricians that were in here the other day, they were like, "Why do they have a cowbell?" It's like, Katie,
A lot of people ask that.
Katie's a state fan.
Greg Brooks loved that cowbell. That was so exciting.
Greg Brooks, the LSU football player.
Yes, he almost went to Mississippi State. Right when he walked in here, he was like, "Who's cowbell?"
Wow.
Um,
All right, we're going to talk to Marcus Randall coming up here in 15 minutes. We will obviously ask him about the latest in the recruiting of Ricky Collins. Collins, Stingray.
Wait, what?
That was the guy's
Stingray,
name.
Tom Granning. Thank you. That was the
Stingray.
name.
Thanks
that
a
was
lot,
the name
Tom.
of his fan. Not
Look him
Skid
up,
Mark.
Stewie.
I thought
Look
it was
him up,
Skid
see
Mark.
if you can play Stingray.
Stingray.
Skid Mark.
I think-
Where did that come from?
I want to say
I guess
like
that's
he was a
close.
Mississippi State fan because he went to school to be a meteorologist.
I don't remember that background about him. I just thought he was like a really weird super fan. But I didn't know it had anything to do with the
Steven
meteorology.
Stingray Ray.
Old Skid Mark.
That's his name. Yeah,
What's his name?
Stephen Ray.
Stingray Ray.
That's why he's called Stingray. Or now he's Skid Mark.
Stingray.
Kind of seems maybe a little more fitting.
Skid Mark.
Everybody's got their weird fan, y'all.
No
I
doubt.
don't know. He has a radio show.
No
He
way.
does?
Yeah, a
Where?
radio show called The Stingray and Tuck Show.
Where is it based out of like Starkville?
I'm guessing it is. I don't. It doesn't
Interesting.
say exactly.
Originally from Tuscaloosa.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
It's always so weird to me
It
when
is.
there are people like
It all
that.
goes back to Bama, though. The weirder you are, it usually
Yeah.
finds its roots back
Yeah,
to
you gotta come out of
Tuscaloosa or
Bama.
some type of,
Alabama town.
yeah, just kind of outlying Tuscaloosa town.
Yeah.
Brian says I think he actually went to Alabama. I don't know. I don't know the background of him. I feel like he just popped up and people made a lot of fun of him,
No,
and that
he
was
would
the
he
popularity.
would call into Feinbaum show.
That's how he
right.
made it.
That's
That's how he
right.
made it.
Yeah.
And then
He would have,
he would have those rants.
That's right.
And then it was kind of like when this medium kind of started to blow up. Like when Feinbaum was like on SEC Network and YouTube, and like you could see this guy and you were like, oh my God. Not only does he sound like this, he looks like this.
Yeah. Why do you have to be? Why do you have a doctorate as a meteorologist? Why are you a doctor? How do you get that?
It's a great question. I would think that, if you were like Dr. Steve Caparato probably got his doctorate degree.
I know, but why in meteorology? Like how? Like
I don't
how
know,
deep
man.
do you
I mean,
go with the weather?
To the weather people, I mean, like they freak out about it. Like
I
I
know,
mean,
but
They're serious
I really
about
don't
it.
want to like
Yeah, I mean,
offend-
this is
they
their-
are serious.
Right.
This is their
I don't
honeymoon.
want to like
I don't-
offend anybody.
no,
but,
I'm
like,
not
it's
trying to
not
offend
that
anybody
hard,
either because
right?
I'm telling you, like Jay Grimes, you'll learn stuff when you talk to him about.
I'm sure.
You know what I mean? Just because
Yeah.
of, and it's not because he's trying to teach you. He's just so passionate about
Yeah.
it. Like if you
I
like
feel
walk
like you
in
could be
there.
a meteorologist. I mean, you're a big weather guy.
God.
I
loves the
know I'm
weather.
passionate about sports. I think people,
know.
I think meteorologists have the same type of passion for weather that
Yeah.
like we have for sports.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I get it.
You're interested in the weather, right?
get it.
Like
I
you
mean,
nerd out with weather.
yeah. The weather just because I don't want to get caught up in it.
Yeah.
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 You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying
I'm
to
out.
make sure it don't mess with me. You know?
Why
I
do you
mean,
need to be a doctor of it?
that's a great
Doctor
question.
of the weather.
Like, I mean,
question.
again, no offense, but don't y'all feel like they say when it's going to happen and then a lot of times it doesn't happen?
I mean, 50-50.
Yeah.
I mean, so then you can do that with any job.
so-
then.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
being a
50-50
meteorologist-
Can I be a
chance
doctor?
LSU wins. Am I good at my job?
Right?
You just
You know what I
spitball.
mean? Culotta said 50-50 shot. You
Start
know?
calling you Dr. Culotta then.
Yeah, right. Nah, not do that.
Doc.
A sportologist.
Remember, Daily, we're brought to you by Cajun Ready Mix Concrete, online at CajunRMC.com. No project too big, too small for our friends over at Cajun Ready Mix Concrete. Whether it's residential, industrial, municipal, you can get in touch with Cajun Ready Mix Concrete online, CajunRMC.com. CajunRMC.com to get in touch with all of our friends over at Cajun Ready Mix Concrete, but they have 9 concrete plants around the greater Baton Rouge area, which means if you order concrete from Cajun, you'll get it on time and to the exact specification. Get in touch with our friends over at Cajun Ready Mix Concrete. All right, LSU football reports today. I was
Finally.
over in the building yesterday. I was trying to put a visor on Little Jay's helmet that threw me for a loop, bro. I mean,
Gave you hell?
I had
The visor is hard.
screws,
It's
face
hard to
mask, chin strap. I was like, oh my God. G-string, are you around, man? He was like, yeah, why? I was like, I got a project for you. He was like, come through the
Who's
back.
G-string?
The equipment guy over at LSU
Oh.
football.
OG.
Well, I don't know. I don't
Greg
know about
Stringfellow.
G-string.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just call him G-string.
Right.
Okay. I won't, but I got
And the whole crew was in there. Cookmeyer,
Oh,
Bourgeois,
that's
the
cool.
boy. And it was all, you could feel it, bro. You
they're
could
getting
feel
ready.
it.
I
The student equipment cats were they were all in there getting everybody lined up.
Going through training.
Just kind of, today is the day that you walk through and you get fitted, right? So like it's kind of like an assembly line, right? Where like you come in first and you'll get fitted for your gear. You'll get fitted for your shoes. Then you'll kind of move like down to shoulder pads, and then you'll move to helmet. And then you're able to kind of like pick out like what your look is going to be. It's a great day for a player. You know what I mean? You kind of like go into like you get the wide selection, the wall of cleats. You know what I mean? Like there's a wall.
That's so cool.
You know what I mean? It's almost like kind of being in like the Nike store where you're just isolated to the football cleats and everything is purple and gold and or black and white. Like LSU's got these color schemes that you can choose from, and the cleat wall is like literal football porn. You know what I mean? Like if you're into that stuff, which I like totally
I'm in.
You get down with.
I'm all in.
You know what I mean?
The gear has to be
like
right.
I mean, I'm more worried about how little Jay looks than he is. By far. by tenfold.
He's like, Dad, I don't
you know what I mean? He's
this.
like, I could care less, Dad. I really could. You know what I mean?
Sure,
I'm
score
like, I got the
touchdowns.
Oakley visor, buddy. I got the shut chin strap on the new Flex F7. He's like, what?
Great.
You know what I mean? He's just like, you're going to look great. But you walk into the building and you get the buzz. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, holy shit, it's happening around here.
What's going on?
You know what I mean? First player I see, Jack Best, jumps over the wall, gets into the back of the place. He's getting all fitted up. And in fact, Lewis and Cookmeyer said that, and these are two of the equipment guys, actually now that String has been elevated. He's like an athletic director, you know, a part of that part of the athletic administration building. He doesn't like oversee like the day-to-day equipment. That's now Louis Bourgeois, who's in charge of football equipment for LSU. And he's earned that job, paid his dues, been around for a long time, worked as a student, got away for a little bit, then came back to it. And, you know, I mean, String was there for 30 years. I mean, like, he was there forever and still there. I mean, he still has the same office, but he's got way more responsibility than just overseeing like today, where you get guys fitted, and Louis Bourgeois and Cookmeyer were sitting back there, and said a lot of the guys actually like came through yesterday. You know what I mean? Where you've already got like the bulk of the hard work. I mean, because these dudes are amped up. You know what I mean? Like they're chomping at it. They're ready to get to work.
But I feel like LSU has like they would have like state of the art equipment, like in terms of fitting players for equipment, like the little helmet thing where they put the crown on you and it fits you perfectly for a helmet. Yeah. Like the shoe thing, you put your foot in a little machine and it tells you exactly what. Oh, it's incredible, bro. Like it is. I'm sure they have all of this. Incredible. Like that part of the process, if you were a player, would be. It's Christmas. It is absolute Christmas morning. Like, I mean, the selection of just how can I swag this thing out to the max, and like. They have the tinted visors back there in case, like, because you can get a medical release to wear a tinted visor. Like if you have like something matter with your vision and you need to tint the sun, you know, like you can get a medical pass. Oh, I would have definitely did that. I mean, but I think that they're going to allow like some of these guys like wear them during practice, like the NFL does. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like like when OBJ comes out in pregame. And he's got like the limo tint on his visor, and then he comes out in the game and it looks different. But it was you could just feel it. You could feel it in the building, bro. You could feel it even with those guys. You know, like football's here. You know, I mean, after summer, spring, where it's just a lot of playing catch up, and with a new staff, and you got to get everybody kind of acclimated, and you got to get all those coaches kind of fit for their gear, and they're constantly coming down there and wanted updating stuff for recruiting, and it's a great area of a football building too, right? Like, I mean, if I was a scout, the first place I would stop in would probably be in Louis Bourgeois' office and just sit on his couch and listen to stories, because that's where you will find out all you need to know about a program, because there's so much cross traffic that comes through there. I mean, as I was sitting in there and Cookmeyer put the visor on for little Jay, thank God, and it looks great.
Why is it so hard to do?
Like, it's not that difficult, I understand.
It's really not.
Where does it
but
begin?
You just slide.
He's got the shut F7 face mask that's called like the easy attach, where you can. It's got the crossover bar. so it doesn't have this part where you can slide this part in. That's why I had to get the Oakley to keep it flat. And when you were pushing it up here, this part wouldn't catch to bolt it. And, like 3 sessions in, and I was like, fuck, I'm done with this, bro. I'm out. String, are you in your office?
You threw the helmet.
You know what I mean? It was like, yeah, come up here. And, I mean, even Cookie was like, what? They tried to put a Nike visor on it.
Yeah.
He looked at the Oakley. He was like, and so he ended up using Nike screws on the Oakley mask
visor.
because the Oakley, I mean, he was like, dude, this is, I was like, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not an asshole. You know what I mean? I'll pay the fine.
I don't think asshole is really worth paying.
First hour.
I know, but that's not really a
School
bad
hasn't
word.
started yet.
Yeah. We got a couple of days.
Kids will be all right.
Right.
They've heard ass before. They've probably seen ass before.
Easy, Stewie.
Just be honest.
Good question inside of the chat asking, I just saw it. Hang on, let me scroll
What
back to
LSU
it.
player had the swaggiest look of all time?
No doubt about it.
Is that the one you're looking for?
Yeah, who asked that question?
Jared Hills.
Jared Hills.
I need to go.
Hashtag Ask Jordy. What LSU player had the swaggiest look of all time?
We either go T or OBJ.
Yeah.
Because OBJ would
right?
come out with the gold gloves, the all whites, the purple ones. Like
I'm going to go Jamar Chase.
Jamar is it? Jamar is
Jamar Chase, the way that he would, the way that he would this is kind of weird, but like the way he would let his mouthpiece bounce.
Yeah.
Like he would never play with his mouthpiece in, and he always the gold OBJ cleats
Coach,
that
was
him and Jets wore in the
all-time
national championship game is all time swag.
one of one.
Like
Yeah.
it is
You know
all
he
time.
switched cleats
Did they
at
change?
halftime?
Yeah, they changed at halftime. I think he put the whites on.
That was his tradition, though. He
Yeah, I
changed
remember hearing
cleats
about
every
that.
game at halftime.
That's interesting.
Justin Jefferson was swaggy.
Yeah. Terrace was kind of swaggy. Like, they all had a little swag to them.
Right?
But who's the swaggiest?
I'm going Tyrann.
Yeah, Tyrann probably is.
Like, one of one.
Yeah.
You can't
He
get
probably is.
Nobody has recreated the armbands.
You know who was real swaggy back in the day and actually started something that went on for a long time. In fact, I think Tyrann brought it back. Was the one-eyed eye black was Josh Reed. He would just wear eye black under one eye, and then like a line of wide receivers: Michael Clayton, Dwayne Bowe, Craig Day, all those guys would have the one eye black under that Josh Reed started. To me, I guess that would probably define swag. You know who could answer that question?
G-String.
Is our next guest, Marcus Randall.
Yeah.
Yeah, G-String would be the
the
ultimate.
go-to.
He would be the ultimate go-to on that question.
Tyrann has the one eye black one in our little cutout.
Yeah, like he brought it back, but then Tyrann also used to do the X under his eye. And then he also brought the
armbands
small armbands.
See, I'm more of
his
a fan
arm.
of the full strip.
That
than
Pat
the-
Pete?
Yeah.
Does any of that really help?
No.
No.
So it's
Absolutely
really
not.
just for a look. But originally, was it supposed to help with like glare?
Yeah, I think eye black
Originally.
is supposed to help
Yeah.
for glare, but I mean, it really does help for glare.
Yeah,
I'm not a big
I'm a
visor guy
huge
either.
subscriber to you have to look good to play good.
Yeah.
totally. But I don't like it when they put it on and then they run it down their entire face.
They used to do the rundown.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Little
That's a
rundown.
lot.
I don't mind if my defensive lineman,
Yeah.
has like war paint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Like
you
when a
definitely don't want your
baseball
running
player
back.
Does it.
No.
It's a lot.
Nah, it's too
when
much.
they do it.
That's
I
too
don't
much.
never
It
understand
gets
that.
everywhere.
Too much.
too.
And not only
Yeah.
that, you'll get it everywhere.
Right.
You know what I
Everything
mean?
you
Like,
touch
you
is
touch your
eyeball.
everything you touch.
Yeah.
You bring it with you. I would
Yeah.
definitely, if I did the eye black, I'd do the stickers, not the paint.
Yeah, I started doing the stickers like my senior year, and I was like, this is so much better.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
much
didn't
easier.
Tim Tebow have stickers that had like John
Yeah.
3:16
Absolutely.
in them? or
That was
whatever?
that's what
Absolutely.
Tyrann was wearing right there, a sticker. It's just
Yeah.
a little
Absolutely.
sticker.
But it didn't
he
have a
didn't
Bible
write
verse on it.
Yeah. He's not a weirdo.
Tipo.
He's not a Bible pusher.
All right, remember our giveaway from our friends over at Caesar Sportsbook. If you want an opportunity to go to, put it on the poll, Stewie. Not that we'll give them options, but just give us feedback.
Not that you get a choice.
Southern Eye Center brings you our poll question of the day, but who's the swaggiest LSU player of all time? Just type in whoever you believe they are. Tag them if they're on Twitter. Tag that player. But our Caesars Sportsbook giveaway is fantastic. If you are still looking for an opportunity to get down to New Orleans for opening weekend of college football, our friends over at Caesar Sportsbook are giving you that chance with a simple promo code over at Caesar Sportsbook. You see the QR code in the top right of your screen. Do you have all the language on this pulled up? All right.
It's JCLSU15 to enter the 4 tickets to the LSU Florida State game giveaway. And then for the Saints preseason game, it's JC Saints15. So scan the code, put the promo in, and get
a chance to win.
A chance to win. But you cannot do it if you already registered under our original code. You got to do a different email address or use someone else's name. You can't do it if you're already a current customer, unfortunately. But there are ways around that.
So the promo code is
JCLSU15.
JCLSU15 for an opportunity to enter to win a chance 4 tickets to LSU Florida State in New Orleans coming up on opening weekend of college football on September 4th. Rob Sent says Jamal Adams is the swaggiest player for LSU. I agree. Shevish Jackson from Ronnie Anderson wore the dark visor in one game. Only LSU player I can remember to do it. Yes. Odell Beckham Sr. pulled it off late, early 90s. In fact, if you look at Odell, they posted that picture, and it is a beautiful shot of the tinted visor on an LSU helmet. But yes, I do remember Shevish Jackson wearing the dark visor in one game. Then somebody types in Alvin Kamara, swaggiest NFL player. I don't think that there's any debate on that.
Yeah.
I think Kamara, he sets the standard, bro. I mean, like
Trying to think about who else. I like Ramsey, too. Ramsey does the mouthpiece hanging out.
Yep, Ramsey swaggy.
I mean, Cam Newton was mine. We did this
Cam
like
Newton
last
was swag.
year.
Yeah.
I think we talked about like who we thought was the swaggiest, and Cam Newton was mine. God,
So I get his quarterback for sure.
He takes it all. I feel like.
All right, we'll talk to Marcus Randall here next. We'll ask Marcus Randall that. That'll be a great question for Randall. Look how fine that picture is of Odell Sr. Can you put that up? Look at this. Wow. All right, we'll be back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
Christ, that right there is the Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz.
We're all from different places and backgrounds. We've each experienced our own versions of life, but in the end, we're all on the same team. I'm part of that team, along with these players in purple and gold.
Kayshawn Buddha, Malik Neighbors, Miles Frazier,
Kyron Lacy,
Greg Brooks.
Whether on the field or in the courtroom, your team matters.
So join our team.
make a difference.
Bet. Let's get it done.
Best athlete to come out of New Iberia, Mark Roman.
Kayshawn Buddha.
Kayshawn? Wow.
Right now, Kayshawn, and Mark was a little bit before me. I was a ball boy. When Mark was playing at New Iberia Senior High School, I played like right after Mark. But Kayshawn just has done some things, and just the things that you guys are seeing Kayshawn do, that he's not even scratching the surface of what we saw on a day-to-day basis at practice. He's unreal. He's unreal.
He's so natural. It's so so easy. It looks so easy to him.
Yes, it's so easy, and there's never been another a competitor I've ever seen like Kayshawn. Kayshawn would not lose going to eat pregame meal. He has to be the first. He is the ultimate competitor. He would not lose. So trust me, he will be ready.
Man, so kind of when I entered the transfer portal, I knew, what type of facility, what type of, program I wanted to go to. Being that before I committed to Ohio State, my first unofficial was to LSU.
Oh, wow.
And but that was when Coach O and Court Raymond was here or whatever. But definitely the coaches, the scheme Kelly, trying to bring in, trying to implement, his way of going, like detailed person. That's where I wanted to be. I know where I want to be.
Did you have any experience with Coach Kelly?
No, I had no experience. No.
Really? Who was your main recruiter from LSU?
Sherman Wilson. Yeah, he was, stay consistent, honest, just, gave it to me straight.
Yeah.
And this is where I wanted to be.
All right, welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Don't forget about our great giveaway from our friends over at Caesars Sportsbook. Make sure you have the promo code. Make sure you're using it over there. JCLSU15, JCLSU15 for a chance to win 4 tickets to LSU Florida State. Compliments of our friends over at Caesars Sportsbook. Really looking forward to our next guest, one of our favorites, Marcus Randall, head coach of the Woodlawn Panthers, the loaded Woodlawn Panthers coming into the 2022 season, man. Can't wait to watch the Purple Panthers tee it off here in a couple of weeks as they got a couple of big commitments coming off the board, including Roy Brackens, big offensive lineman, committed to Louisiana Tech a couple of weeks back. Of course, they got Jordan Matthews, the big-time cornerback, and everybody's talking about Ricky Collins in the country right now. And we welcome in his head coach, Marcus Randall, here into the discussion on this. Look at my man. Look at that setup. What is that, D1 or you looking good, man. How are you? Good morning.
Man, good morning. Doing well.
Coach, think on this one. I'm going to come back to it at the end of the interview. Swaggiest LSU football player of all time. We were talking about just swag, just pure swag. You don't have to hit me right now. I'll come back to you at the end of the interview. Think about it a little bit. Tell me about Ricky Collins, Coach. Obviously, his recruitment front and center right now. Decommitted from Purdue over the weekend, and a lot of people are sensing that LSU has turned up the heat on Collins over the last couple of months. How crazy is recruiting in the world of your quarterback right now?
Since he put that commitment out, it actually, obviously went big, and everybody's kind of talking about it and trying to see what's the next move. I know he committed way back before the beginning of last season to Purdue, and it was under some he was a recruiting coach, was Coach Biaggi after he left, and then there was some other things. I think Ricky, obviously still wanted to go to Purdue in the beginning, and he saw some great things from Coach Brum, and they still had that relationship. But I think over the time, and him being able to see some things and be able to let the process still play out and, talk to different people, he's seeing that, opening back up his recruitment was the best thing for him.
You have coached Ricky for a long time. You've seen him grow. You have developed him, been a part of his development. Explain his game to our listeners. How have you seen him get to the point where he is right now?
Well, I've seen him since 8th grade, and he's been developing since then. He's put the work in. He always knew he wanted to be on this level coming in, and that's what we worked towards since that point. Being able to come in and seeing him come here to Woodlawn as a 9th grader to be able to start 5A football and be able to take his lumps and be able to catch up to the speed of the game and actually being forced, because we didn't have anybody else, being forced to have to play there and get those reps. I've seen the game slow down for him. You very rarely get a guy to be able to come in and play 4 years on this level at that position, and he's done everything that we've asked him to do, and I think he's just becoming a more of a master of his craft, especially in the high school realm.
I saw him over the summer throwing at LSU, Coach, and to me, one of the biggest improvements has been his accuracy in the way that he is improved on just putting it into spots. I think his arm strength kind of speaks for itself. How have you seen him develop later in his career? He played so much football. How have you seen him refine the quarterbacking position over the last year and over the last couple of months?
Well, just what you just said, man. You're seeing them throwing into spots now, not waiting for guys to get open like a younger quarterback would, like a younger high school quarterback probably would want to see, guys open before you throw the ball. I think the timing now, being able to throw in the spots, being able to pick up the defenses and kind of having those pre-snap reads and being able to see some of the things that's going to happen before they happen, allows you to be more accurate, one, and allows you to be able to be more on time, because I know where I'm going with the football. I know what I'm reading. I'm more assured on my reads and my protections. So I'm not thinking that if I'm going to be protected or not, if they blitzing me, and knowing when the blitz come, how to beat the blitz, and I have to make people continue to pay. So those are the steps, and we're gonna see him do way more of that this year. I'm looking for him to take a whole another big jump this whole season too as well.
Coach, explain the difference of summers now for your position as a head coach. How do you use the summers to benefit you? There's so many things from strength training to 7-on-7 to help you develop for the fall. What was your goal going into the summer, and did you take those away from it?
Well, we had a great spring, and we had a chance to play against a great opponent during spring, Warren Easton, and we got a chance to see some things. Even though we brought back a lot of guys this year, offensively, we lost a lot last year. Just when you talk about production, when you talk about losing Jalen Henry, that led the district and one of the leading area in receiving. That'll be at McNeese. You got Kyle Jones that's going to be at Grambling. That was the second leading receiver on our team. Both two-time all-district, all-metro guys. Our running back, Monty Gibbons, that led the district in rushing. So we had a lot of production that actually left that some people just may not even be realizing. But we got guys stepping up into those roles. We needed to see those guys, and Ricky doing a great job of making those guys step up and play above their means. And I'm looking for those guys to continue to get better and to get chemistry. And as we find that number one receiver for this year.
You don't hide from anybody. Your schedule is as big time as the state can offer. What goes into making your schedule, and how much better does that make you later in the season into the playoffs for everybody that you play? You go everywhere, man. You don't hide from anybody.
Well, I can't hide. I mean, when you're calling people for these games, they gotta still accept the games. And I talked to my guy Trell Falk, and I was kind of telling them that it was hard to schedule. When I first got here in 19, I could have scheduled anybody.
Everybody wanted to play the Panthers, huh?
Anybody wanted to be 5-8 points. They wanted the 5-8 points and also have a chance to beat the 5-8 team.
Yeah.
The last couple of years and making the schedule. Last year when they gave us the chance to make the 1 year schedule, maybe we were calling around, and it was just only certain games that I was able to get, and those are the games that we want. Those are the games that my players want. So this year coming in to having to pick the new schedule for this year, we definitely wanted to see the competition that we wanted to see. Over the last couple of years, COVID, we only played 4 games in the 2020 year. We got cut a couple games short last year due to hurricane. So, these guys will want to play the best of the best, especially this senior group.
Yeah. It's not just Ricky Collins, as we said over there, guys, with your guys that are getting attention. Jordan Matthews is recognized as one of the top cornerbacks in this state. He has had a very active summer as well. Explain his game and how you've seen him grow and kind of his recruiting process.
He's another guy that I've been seeing, grow up for a long time, and seeing him develop, and coming in ninth grade, just being able to play ninth grade and JV football in that freshman year, then only being able to get those 4 games in sophomore year. So I was able to see last year was the first year actually having a full, more of a full season playing varsity. I've seen him. He's already fast, long, rangy. And I've seen him be able to use those ball skills, especially when we're going against guys in our district that, week in and week out. Cole Poirier from last year, Sheldon Sampson over there, and, having to guard, a lot of these big-time guys, and, being able to have a guy like that where that can, in our mind, can shut down a whole side. That actually makes, calling defenses just a little bit easier.
How has your relationship developed with new LSU head coach Brian Kelly? And I know you've got a familiarity with a lot of their staff members, but what have you made of this kind of changeover in coaching staff and the relationship that you've been able to build with these guys?
I think they're doing a great job. When Brian Kelly first got into town, he and Joe Sloan came by, and I really even wanted to see any recruits at that time just coming by, building relationships, going around the state, so people could put the name with the face. I think he's done a great job with it, and as you can see, our recruiting has picked up. Obviously, they hit the ground kind of on the backside of it because they came in kind of late to the recruiting game, and everybody kind of trying to see what was going on. But I think at this point that they've got their feet settled, they had a chance to get some foundation going, and it's kind of reminding me of some of the things I came to on campus seeing back when Saban was there.
Yeah, Coach, last 2 weeks ago we were in Atlanta, SEC Media Days, and a lot of people from around the conference were kind of looking around after Brian Kelly left the podium and saying it feels a little bit like they got the right guy in place, and it reminds you of a Saban type program where it's very business versed.
Right. That's the thing that I've seen. I had a chance to go to the BK Splash on Friday, and just seeing how everybody coming together. I say more like the Saban field, but I also feel it's kind of like the field that I felt going into the 2019, where everybody felt family bonded, everybody was pulling together, everybody know that the bullseye owners trying to see what it is that we're gonna do, and I think everybody pulling together, having fun with it, and it just looked very, very family oriented, and that's how you win ball games. That's how you build great team.
Great summer for your big offensive lineman Roy Brackens, as well as I know he committed to Louisiana Tech, I believe, in the middle of the summer. Just kind of explain his rise and ultimately it paying off with a commitment a couple of weeks ago.
Roy, he's been one of those guys who I've just been seeing it develop over and over. He played a lot of football. He came from TCA, where he had to start as an 8th grader playing varsity, and then coming here starting as a 9th grader. And he's been, he's been a 5th-year starter on varsity level. He played a lot. We moved him into center last year. We were playing against a lot of odd front teams with some good noses, and we felt like he was one of our better blockers, and we moved him there, and we thought that he can get recruited at that position too as well. So he took that on, and he's been rolling ever since. He's a guy that developed. He got bigger, stronger. I've seen him mature. He can make all the mic calls. He knows how to slide the line. He knows all the blocking schemes. And he's playing on a high level right now.
Tyrann Mathieu, Odell Beckham, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson are some of the names that they are brought up as the swaggiest LSU players that they have seen. Who's some of the swaggiest that you either played with or that you can recall?
Yeah, I would have to say, I can't say played with. These guys lately have been getting real swagged out. I don't know if they allowing the group a little bit more lenient to that. Yeah, right. So I would have to say Odell Beckham.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you let your guys swag it out a little bit? You let them play that stuff up?
Yeah, I let them swag it out some. I like the motto. You look good, feel good, play good.
Hell yeah.
If they're not getting if they ain't getting the business clear, then that's a distraction. I must be.
Right. But get that visor back from you, player. Yeah, that's right. Coach, you will have a lot of eyeballs on the Panthers this upcoming season. It'll be fun to watch you and your group play, man. Looking forward to it. Thank you for the time this morning.
All right, man. All right, Jordan, man. Good to talk to you, man.
All right, man. There he is, Coach Marcus Randall, checking in from Woodlawn High School this morning, as a lot of attention being paid to his program right now, whether it is his quarterback, Ricky Collins, it is his cornerback, Jordan Matthews, or if it is somebody like Roy Brackens, who is a stud, bro.
Got a running back committed to UL, too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're starting,
think about the players they lost last year.
Their backup running back is committed to
okay.
UL. Not the guy that led the conference in rushing last season.
That's the type of roster that'll put pressure on you to win a state championship.
Coach knows.
Yeah.
Coach
he's got to know. He's got to know. When you're signing the amount of guys that they signed last year.
And they got a receiver named Aside Clayton.
Young?
Clayton. No, he's a senior.
Dog?
Baller.
Remember our friends
Clayton
over
Adams,
at...
That's his name, Clayton Adams. Clayton.
Remember our friends over at Men's Total Health. Come see the difference over at Men's Total Health. They're located down in New Orleans on Veteran Memorial Highway. Get in touch with them. Easiest way to do it is menstotalhealth.net. If you suffer from low testosterone, or if you think you suffer from low testosterone, you're having trouble sleeping, you don't have your sex drive, you don't have your energy, you can't keep your muscle mass, go see our friends Mike Roach and the professionals over at Men's Total Health. Great experience in this, been over in the Houston market for over a decade, and bring that experience back home, wanting to help out down here in the South. I know in the name it says menstotalhealth.net. That's the website is menstotalhealth.net. But as Katie has been making the trip down to New Orleans over the last couple of weeks, she has experienced that they can help out females
same problems,
as well.
The same issues they list for men, but for women as well.
And the
Ozempic, the weight loss drug.
Right.
And I've already had a couple of people reach out to me about that and make appointments for themselves there at Men's Total Health. So if you want your wives to email me, or if they're women listening, you can email me at katie@jordyculottashow.com, and I'm happy to call and talk to you about it, or just send you information in an email and tell you all about my experience there.
Men's Total Health, menstotalhealth.net. Menstotalhealth.net is where you can find them online.
Steve's like got a smirk on his face. Like, I want to know about the experience there.
I don't actually.
You don't?
I think I have enough tea.
So many questions.
I have enough tea.
How old are you?
25.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I got
you
it.
better.
I got it.
Yeah, I mean, handed it out. All right, mailbag segment next coming up here. Get your voicemails in. Get your calls in. Have a take, don't suck. And we will answer your questions next here on the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
Hey Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
We've seen the BK takeover stuff from LSU and social media, and really in his short time in Baton Rouge, there's been a lot of people embracing his approach to building this roster. What's it like to recruit alongside him?
Oh, it's been great. Coach has been awesome to me because he lets me be myself when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to coaching. He lets his coaches coach, he lets his coaches recruit. So I have no complaints on that end. And when I need him to get in touch with a kid, he's there for me. The communication line has been great. He's just been nothing but supportive.
But this opportunity was different. You have a chance to come to a place with unbelievable tradition, work for the winningest head coach in college football. Just be at a state. I've never been at a state where football's king, and if you just dominate your state, you're going to get some of the best players that there are.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think, getting through spring, I mean, most of it was obviously just installing the offense. And I think all 4 guys really made some strides in terms of that and showed a lot of positives. Obviously, which, you guys get to talk about all the time. So you guys,
Sure.
But all 4 have done a great job. They did. I think they really did a really nice job in spring of taking strides forward individually, and everybody's different in terms of what they need to get better at and what they need to show. And then move it into summer, and I love the way they're working right now in the weight room for Coach Flint. But like I said, I think spring a lot was everything was new for everybody. So especially at the beginning, there wasn't as much evaluation, say the first few days, get into the flow, and then I think we got some good opportunities for some guys to get some reps, and I think everybody showed some positives.
Hey Baton Rouge,
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
I'm your intake specialist. I coordinate your case and connect you with your attorney and paralegal.
That's us, your legal team.
Here we go.
Thanks. And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
I'm your settlements and disbursement manager, and I'm here to get you paid on time.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. Put our team to work today. Just call us. Get it done.
Sports with it.
It's just like anything else. I mean, I don't want to get into hyperbole, but it's, everything is. I mean, frankly, I'm still worried more about concussions. You know, we don't talk about it much anymore, but you know, we've kind of helped solve it in a lot of ways and make the game a lot safer. So anytime we have existential threats, which this one could or could not be, we just deal with it, and we will deal with it. You know, it's just part of the game. And, you know, I don't mind a lot of what's come out of this movement of doing more for the student athletes, but like anything else, it boomerangs a little too far, and you got to swing it back into, hey, what we do for the student athletes, and it's a hell of a lot. And I'm proud of that fact that we are leaders in doing that, but we're going to do it right. You know, the Tiger Athletic Foundation and in partnership, obviously, hand in hand with what we do, funded a master plan study because I wanted to see, hey, what we needed, and I just didn't want my opinion. I've been a few places, and I have a good one, I think, but you just want to see how and what our needs are, and so we're in that process of looking at it. And obviously, the PMAC is 50 years old this year, and probably needs some updating. It's got good bones, and maybe we can see what we can do with that. Same thing with all that property that we have both down Nicholson and where we are currently on Nicholson and North Stadium. Is that, hey, is this the proper use and best use for that? And hand in hand with the university and what we do with TAF, we'll make those decisions, and we'll be prudent and thinking about what and how we do. Yeah, it's kind of weird in a perverse way, Jordy, you know me well, is that I kind of relish in change, and I do like it. I'm one of the few people that embraces it, and we're very lucky at LSU to have it, to be where we are and to be able to do that. I mean, I can't say that for everyone in the business because it is unsettling in a lot of ways. But for us, change is a good thing, and I think we're going to be the beneficiary of it. And it's not gonna stop. It's just going to keep on going. Yeah. And I'd be lying to you if I told you I had a crystal ball and can tell you what was going on and what's going to happen. But we're going to be here, and we're going to embrace it, and we're going to take advantage of it the best we can.
Now let's talk about the mail. Can we talk about the mail, please, Mac? I'm dying to talk about the mail with you all day, okay? I gotta go up to his office. I gotta put his mail in the guy's goddamn hands.
But they've been asking for their mail on a daily basis. It's all they're talking about up there.
Because the mail never stops. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. There's never a let up. It's relentless. Every day it piles up more and more and more, and you gotta get it up. And the more you get out, the more it keeps coming in. And then the barcode reader breaks, and it's published. It's clearing out.
All right.
I can't believe I'm gonna be a mailman.
Jesus Christ. That right there is the mail. Now let's talk about the mail. Can we talk about the mail, please, Mac? I'm dying to talk about the mail with you all day, okay? I gotta go up to his office. I gotta put his mail in the guy's goddamn hands.
But they've been asking for their mail on a daily basis. It's all they're talking about up there.
Because the mail never stops. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. There's never a let up. It's relentless. Every day it piles up more and more and more, and you gotta get it up. And the more you get out, the more it keeps coming in. And then the barcode reader breaks, and it's published. It's clearing out.
All right.
I can't believe.
Auto Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet, live on this Wednesday morning. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube page, please hit that subscription button. We've got a great giveaway from our friends over at Caesars Sportsbook right now. If you use the QR code, JCLSU15, JCLSU15. You got 4 tickets to give away to LSU Florida State. You got to sign up over at Caesars Sportsbook with that promo code. Place a bet, and you'll be entered to win. Randomly selected by Caesars Sportsbook. Week of the game coming up between LSU and Florida State. So check it out. LSU on Florida State on September 4th. JCLSU15 is the promo code to enter to win
and
today. We have Saints preseason tickets as well. If you want to go to the Saints preseason game the week before, I believe, versus the Chargers, JC Saints 15 to enter to win for a Saints preseason package as well.
I never thought I would want to attend the Saints preseason game, but I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I want to see them play. I want to see Honey
in the
Badger.
preseason though, like not. I don't think Honey Badger's
He
gonna
won't
play in
play
the
at all?
preseason. I wouldn't think so, right?
10-year
vet.
I don't think so.
Probably out there on some J's.
I would still like to go see what's
I mean, preseason's more for second, third stringers, guys trying to make the team.
Yeah.
Especially by that point in preseason, you really kind of know who's going to make. There's 53 guys on an NFL roster. To give you an idea, like there's 85 on a college roster.
Yeah.
So I mean, essentially, you got 30 more players, 30 less players on an NFL sideline, but you have 90 that try out. You've got over 90 in camp right now for the Saints that are vying for 53 spots. And of those 53, I'd be willing to say that 47 of them, 46 of them are taken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you already know the bulk of who your team's going to be. So really the competition comes down to about 5 or 6 spots.
Yeah.
Or if there's somebody that you bring in that's a new face that just wows you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Smoke Monday, who I saw got a knee injury yesterday.
He's hurt.
Yeah, he got a bad injury yesterday.
At camp, he got injured.
Wasn't he undrafted?
Undrafted free agent out of Auburn, was having a hell of a camp. In fact, Mike Thomas kind of quote tweeted the injury claim on Smoke Monday and was talking about just how solid of a player he's been here early on in camp. And he's a guy that probably would have made the squad.
Yeah.
He's a new face. There's an older guy that's sitting there that's probably looking at this young guy saying, "Damn, I'm in trouble."
That's too bad.
But
Debo's been balling in camp too.
Man, it looks like he's having the best camp outside of Olave. I keep hearing great things about Olave. The other thing I love to see is, Penning is in a fight every day.
Every day.
Like multiple fights a day.
Big offensive lineman energy.
Big offensive lineman guy. But like he's fighting like safeties and
Yeah.
the linemen, and him and Payton Turner were going back. I love it.
Nasty guy.
I love it. Big nasty guy. And then did you see another Saints story that kind of slithered out over the night? This stuff with Sean Payton and Tom Brady in the NFL and Miami Dolphins is real. Like, it's been confirmed. The owner, Stephen Ross, has been suspended for 6 weeks by the NFL after he tampered with league rules and attempts to bring in Tom Brady and former Saints head coach Sean Payton. In addition to Ross's suspension, he was fined $1.5 million after an investigation by the league found that the Dolphins representative had impermissible communications with Brady while he was a member of the New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The league also said that the Dolphins had prohibited contact with the agent Don Yee, who we had on a couple of weeks back, who was remembering the life of Jimmy Williams, who represents both Brady and Payton. So Sean Payton and Tom Brady share the same agent in Don Yee, and the league found that the Dolphins reached out to Don Yee when the Saints and Sean Payton were still together. Like, while Saints were still employing Sean Payton, and Ross wanted to know if Payton would be interested in coaching Brady in Miami. Those conversations happened without the approval of New Orleans administrators and before Payton announced his retirement from coaching back in that January. After Payton announced his retirement, the Dolphins did reach out to the Saints asking for permission to speak, but the damage had already been done.
The NFL is a shit show.
It is absolutely. Well, I mean, it's a soap opera.
Yeah. It really is.
It's high school gossip. It is above the rules, owners. I mean, it's nuts. It's wild, bro. It's a wild life in the NFL.
It is. And it all comes out. Everything they do always ends up coming out.
Yeah.
It's like, don't they learn?
Right. But what gets me is they hold their players to such a high standard.
Exactly.
And, like, they'll fine them for the littlest things, and then the owners do stuff like this.
Oh, yeah.
And, like,
Exactly.
the owner for the Dolphins also was paying – what was the coach?
He was paying
Flores
to lose.
$100,000
a game.
So it's like, I mean, they can do all of this and not get really
Yeah.
in trouble. He's suspended for 6 weeks. Oh my God.
Right.
They're probably still paying him. He's probably going to make
No
$1
doubt.
million this
No
year.
doubt.
And like the players get in trouble and they're like, oh, you're the worst person ever. Like they make him out to be the worst thing.
Dive into Daniel Snyder's
God.
franchise up there in Washington.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
mean,
too.
that place is
Dumpster
it's a
fire.
brothel, bro. I mean, like it was nuts.
And their field's falling apart.
The work culture,
Is
just
it?
the environment.
The stadium fell on Jalen Hurts last year.
Yeah, I mean,
a
like
piece of the
it's
What do you,
stadium.
pieces of it.
it's
Like what pieces?
Like you know how they walk into the tunnel?
Yeah.
Well, like a piece
that
of the
fell?
stands fell on him after a game.
That's nuts.
And they had like 7 ACL tears on their field last year.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
That is crazy.
Remember, Daily, we're brought to you by Dead Soxy, our friends over at Dead Soxy. You see our sock drawer right here in between Katie and I.
God, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm freaking obsessed with their athletic socks.
They're great.
I still have those.
They're great.
They are. I wore them last night and like made my whole family try one on. I was like, "Are these the best socks you've ever put on your feet?"
Have you used it?
Well, I mean, it was clean, and I
Freaky.
put one on, and then I made everybody try one because they're so good. They're so good.
They are like
they're really
Yeah, they are.
the best socks
They are,
I've ever
man.
put on.
They are.
Honestly.
I've got a pair. I've got the blacks on right now.
Those are athletic though.
Yeah.
They're cushy like God, they're good, y'all. I mean,
Pull them all the way up.
yeah, we know you do.
I mean, why wouldn't you pull the athletic LSUs up? They're made for that. They're almost like a Showtime Lakers era type sock that you would see.
So you were a sock up guy, like in
I didn't turn into one until later in life. I was
You're
always
gonna,
an
like,
ankle
be
sock
missing
guy
leg hair?
in what's that?
You're gonna have the shiny shins like the old man.
I've got a hell of a front wall though. I mean, it would take a lot to because I don't wear them all the time.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? And I only go athletic sock. The dress sock's tough for me.
But these are considered.
But
dress
they are
socks.
very comfortable dress socks,
Yeah.
Dead Soxy.
Yeah.
And when you do have to throw a suit on, I do recommend this. In fact, Mashburn and Francione said that they were going to wear their Dead Soxy socks to every time, walking down Victory Hill.
They're so cute.
To wear the
have to.
the suits and the socks. But they do have an athletic sock as well, and the no-show socks are great. They're
I still
fantastic.
haven't tried those. I got to try those. But I'm about to order
that's
more
my
of the
go-to.
athletic socks. I know you like those.
Yeah,
Really
those are
like
my
those
go-to.
too.
Those are my go-to. Big no-show guy.
Yeah.
But when I
like
go athletic or dress sock, I'm going straight up, bro.
Mhm.
Right under the kneecap.
Right under the kneecap. So you can use the code Jordy and get 35% off your order. I'm about to do that. I'm making my own order of just athletic socks. I want a box of those athletic socks.
Get them.
I am.
Use a promo code.
I am. Promo
35%
code
off.
It's a big discount.
So crazy story with the Dolphins and the Saints and Brady. I still think it happens.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I really.
Is
I still
Brady
think
on what, a 1-year deal with?
this is his last year. This is the last year of his deal. Now the wild card in this is the new coach over in Miami, the former San Francisco offensive coordinator, quirky dude, cool dude, Mike McDaniel. If he succeeds here and he can make Tua a player and they can get Tyreek Hill involved and they can make everything look good down there, then maybe this doesn't work out because you can't move young and upcoming talent. But if he trips and falls, man,
lose those first 3 games.
and he don't have it figured out. I mean, Payton and Brady are going to be in South Beach next year, and I got no problem. And if I'm the Saints, I am asking for an absolute boatload from Miami. It's come out that you've tampered, like it's been proven by the league that you tampered with our coach while, if you're the Saints, you tampered with Payton while he was on staff and while he was on the sidelines. You called afterwards, but the damage had already been done. Now you still own his rights as of next year. You still own Payton right this year and next year. And I mean, we can go back as far as like 2002 when John Gruden was traded from the Raiders to the Buccaneers, and they got 2 first-round picks for Gruden. And at that point, Gruden had done anything. Yeah. All he was a reputation of a good offensive mind. He hadn't won a Super Bowl. He hadn't done anything on the resume that looks anything like Sean Payton's does.
Spider 2, Y banana.
That's it, man.
It's the play.
Wait, what?
Spider 2, Y banana.
What's that mean?
What's the name of a play call?
It's a play call.
Why Spider 2 wide banana?
That's just how football plays work.
Yeah.
They just
That's a weird one.
They'll throw
weird.
random names in there.
Wide banana.
So I would say Spider would be the protection. Mm-hmm. If I'm just guessing it.
No, 2 maybe 2 is Spider 2.
Okay, so Spider would be the formation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Spider is the formation.
Yeah.
2 would be the blocking screen.
Mm-hmm.
Y would be the wide receiver that goes in motion.
Y banana is like.
So the Y's running the banana.
Yeah, Y banana.
But somebody goes in motion on that play, and they
Spider
throw
might
it
be
to
the
him.
motion.
That's weird.
Like football plays are just weird.
Yeah, that is that's
I mean, Sean Payton's plays are. I mean, they're 4 sentences.
You don't think he's going to end up in Dallas?
No.
Really?
See, that's where I always see him.
So much
That's the wild card. But listen, what he said a couple of weeks back. What did he named? He named the Chargers, the Dolphins. He had one more
It was like
West Coast team.
A lot of young quarterbacks.
Yeah, a lot of young
team.
quarterbacks.
Maybe 49ers?
He had Miami. No, it wasn't 49ers because Shanahan's locked in there, man.
Yeah, true.
But maybe he didn't name Dallas on purpose.
No, he
Trying
said
to throw
Dallas.
everybody- Oh, he did.
He did say Dallas.
Okay.
He had Dolphins, Chargers, Dallas, and I want to say there was one more, and it was like a coastal team. It was like one of his stipulations was warm weather, and I think Dallas is the safest for him. Like, I mean, like he knows he can go there at any point that he wants the job.
Miami, Dallas, and Los Angeles.
Those were the only three?
Chargers, yeah.
Warm weather.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to see him with Herbert.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
They got everything he needs,
I'd
too.
love to see him with Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
Really and truly, I wish he would go sit down and do color of a football game.
Yeah.
You know, like he
He'd be
would
good at
sit
that.
next to somebody and tell me what he sees in the formation and what's about to happen or what they should be doing. Because that to me is like, I would pay to watch that. I would pay to listen to Sean Payton break down football real time.
Are we getting Peyton and Eli again this year? Monday Night Football?
God, I hope so, right?
They better.
renewed that. I'm pretty sure they renewed that.
Did they put it behind a
I was
paywall?
going to say they might have put it behind a paywall.
They'd be smart if they did.
Yet.
I hope they did. That's
I
like
hope not, too.
that's,
I
that's
love that.
primetime TV. Like
It
I
is the
watch that over the
best.
game every
Me
time.
too.
Like because they're so funny.
Yes.
And like the awkward silence when like they're
I
not
know.
talking,
I
they're just like
know.
looking at each other.
And they have great guests, and the way they explain the plays. I mean,
exactly.
for me, it's very educational.
Exactly.
I love it.
Well,
I mean,
Peyton
that's
just gets mad.
Uh-huh.
Why are they doing
He
this?
does.
Right.
It's so
And I'd imagine
dumb.
Sean Payton would kind of be the same way.
Maybe
You
he
know,
should
like-
do like that. Like get him on like an off like traditional media.
See, I don't
type
think he's
deal.
going to do it right now because I think
There's too much going on.
First off, I think when he retired from the Saints, he was doing it thinking, I'm going to be the Dolphins head coach in about 3 weeks, and nobody knows it. And then the Fleury stuff pops, and Miami's in trouble, and they can't make any moves, and then the stuff about him and Brady starts to come out, and he's like, whoa, I just want to be a broadcaster. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to call a couple of games. And then after he gets a job, he puts out this statement like, yeah, I'll get back into coaching next year. I'll go to Los Angeles, Miami, and Dallas. Like, okay, all right, buddy. We get it.
Yeah, I could see him in Dallas.
I can see him in Dallas. I
before
mean,
Miami,
I've
maybe.
always seen him because just of him and Jerry Jones. And, you know, I mean, Sean Payton he's a big personality guy. You know, like he likes to be the center of it. I've gotten so much feedback from media members on how much more not relaxed Saints camp is, but just how much more logical it is. Like Peyton was so like just Bill Parcells, you know, like, bro, you don't have to worry about this stuff.
Yeah, like this
You know what I mean? Like really and truly, at the end of the day, this type of stuff really doesn't
worried about the
matter,
undrafted
dude.
kicker right now, Sean.
Yeah, like
Come
I mean,
on.
dude, don't keep them out in the rain. You know what I mean? Like, just let them come inside for a minute.
You play in the dome,
yeah,
Sean.
right. I mean, it's. So I mean, I think that Dallas coaching the Dallas Cowboys for Sean Payton. I mean, that means something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's something that he. But if you give him Brady in Miami, he would probably take that first. If you gave him Herbert in Los Angeles, he'd probably say, I mean, I can go back to Dallas whenever I want. I'm taking this gig.
I'd like to see him at Dallas.
Because Peyton is a guy that can probably coach football till he's 70.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
For sure. Yeah,
Saban,
he's like
you know, I
Saban.
mean, just he's so much.
Speaking of Saban, when is he
smarter.
going to retire?
Not. I don't think he is.
He's got to. Like
So you
10
think he'll
years?
just die on the field?
Yes, I do.
How long did Bear Bryant coach?
He coached until 1982.
But how old was he?
I don't know how old he was, but 30 days after he retired, he was dead.
Well, that's why Saban's not going to retire. then.
Exactly.
That's frightening.
Exactly.
It really is.
I know.
It's like Lee
And
Corso.
don't think that he doesn't look at that and say,
Absolutely.
I mean, like, what are these guys going to do?
I know.
Like, what would they really
well,
do?
commentate somewhere. you
Yeah,
know?
but I mean,
that's
Saban
kinda-
doesn't have a Sean Payton
He
personality.
was 69 when he died.
Bear Bryant.
Bear Bryant was
But I mean, he
69.
lived a hell of a life.
I
mean,
how
like, he
old
was
is,
a smoker.
Saban right now.
He's 70.
Yeah, so I mean.
And he looks 50.
Yeah, he does. That's money though.
Yeah.
And he doesn't smoke, right? Or wait, does he?
No, I think he does smoke. I think it definitely at a point in his life he did. So.
I was about to say, Nick Saban definitely.
He referenced the pickup basketball games of him and Jimbo at SEC Media Days.
Wait, they used to play pickup basketball?
Are you kidding, Coach?
Oh, God.
He and Jimbo played pickup basketball?
I could see them throwing fists.
Oh,
I know, right?
Oh, they were both team captains.
That's funny.
And like the stories go, like Saban's famous for like mid-game when he's getting beat, like changing teams, like changing the teams up. Like you take him, we'll take them, switch it up. Our ball, bring it up. We're down 2. First to 11 wins. In between games, burning heaters,
big score,
talking shit.
Big score changer guy.
Yeah, a big score changer guy.
Like,
not gonna lose. Change the rules in game.
Oh, we're up.
Right.
Like,
NIL guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like sitting on the podium bitching about A&M buying the class. I mean, like, well, they're following the rules, Nicky.
Nick, you've been doing this for years.
Exactly. No, I'm telling you, the pickup, and it's true, man. The way that Rohan explains it, you're like, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. Will Muschamp, Kirby Smart, all these guys kissed his ass while they were with him because they had to have him. They had to have Saban on their resume to make that jump so they could become a part of the Millionaires Club to be a college football coach. Jimbo knew by the time he had Rowe and they were doing the Josh Reed stuff and they were breaking records and going to Alabama and throwing for 535 and 5 touch, like he knew, like they're coming to get me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I don't need you. Like I don't. If you fire me today, Georgia's going to hire me tomorrow. Auburn's going to hire me tonight. It doesn't matter what you do with me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get a job. So on the practice field, it was a lot of, understood that they don't blitz in practice, not touch the quarterback. Saban come off the edge, and he'll put somebody on on his back. He'll put a guy like Marcus Randall, who's not playing the week of the game. He's and he'll put him on his back, in the middle of practice. And, Jimbo Fisher will go berserk.
Asshole.
MF, just going back and forth. And then, Saban's not just going to sit there and take it.
No.
So some of their conversations or at least, some of that you hear third hand of that stuff at that press conference, that was the real stuff between Saban and Fisher. That stuff at the 50-yard line before kickoff, where they're shaking hands for the CBS cameras and they're laughing and kind of cutting it up. That's the fake stuff.
Yeah. It's almost like,
you know what I mean?
Like a little fuck you.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Absolutely it is.
Little undertones, Could you imagine, though, like being on the field and it's like Muschamp, Saban, they're all just having their meltdowns that they always have, and you just like, oh shit! Like these are my coaches. Like this is what I have. Like you fuck up and you got to go to the sideline to that.
Oh, no doubt.
Everybody, like,
yeah, that would suck.
Saban's about to go off again.
Something's going on with the sound, Stewie. Says we're cutting in and out.
I think it could maybe be a little weather issue too.
Yeah, it is. Bro, it's coming
it's
down over here. I mean, the studio is shaking right now.
It's weird.
We're gonna take a break. During the break, I advise refresh your feed. Just click the refresh button on your page and see if that helps out with the sound. And we'll be right back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show. When we come back, voicemails, answering questions, mailbag, all of it. Get inside of the chat. Driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Do you suffer from chronic dehydration? Are you looking to improve your athletic performance and you need to get over and see our friends over at GoFlow IV? They're located on Jefferson Highway. Easy to find them online at GEAUXFlowIV.com. Make sure and use the promo code Jordy Culotta Show. If you do, they'll take 15% off of your initial visit. Check them out online, GEAUXFlowIV.com.
I was excited to come to a top level program. I've been at a lot of great places, been very fortunate in my career, but to really say that you have an opportunity every year, once we get it rolling, to win a national championship, there's not very many places that you can say that. So for him to offer me the opportunity to come with him to LSU was nothing but humility and gratitude. Some Sunday players in that room. But again, it's got to be the total package, the total process of buy-in, of understanding what we're trying to get done. of figuring out how we want it to get done, but also allowing those guys to be able to play with instincts. For example, I think Jay Ward is long and athletic. He's very versatile. He's played corner, played nickel, played safety. Very excited about Joe Fouché, one of the transfer guys that we came in because he has a dimension of physicality. Major Burns, fortunate enough that he was able to come back home. Again, he's long, he's athletic, so he gives you flexibility between both field and boundary safeties. And then you've got some guys that you can throw in like Brooks, Sage, Derek Davis. Todd Harris is a guy that's been around for a while. So I think that we have enough in that room to be successful. But again, you still want to continue to grow and be able to push each point.
Yeah, well, I think it starts here, and we have a good bit of people on this particular staff who are from Louisiana, who know and believe in our hearts that this place produces the best football players in the country, and I think the numbers speak for themselves. Per capita, produce the most NFL players, you know what I mean? So even from an analytical standpoint, it makes sense to take the kids from here because the chances of them playing in the league are higher than if they come from anywhere else. I think our brand is super powerful, so we will have to recruit at a national level, or there's really no reason that we shouldn't, you know what I mean? Because if we can get a top player from another state who can help us win a championship, then of course, right? But I think it starts right here in Louisiana and then right here in Baton Rouge. There's some really good players who are still available that are right here in Baton.
All right, welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. LA Mom 2020 says she just logged on. Apologize if we talked about it, but Josh Payton has an older video talking about what he witnessed one time between Saban and one of his coaches. It's great. I'm telling you, some of the old school like G String. I mean, Stringfellow's been here since Curly Hallman, Bill Arnsbarger. I mean, he's I mean, he could write the book. You know what I mean? He knows where all the bodies are buried.
I was about to say, he knows everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you would almost need like a 10-year buffer before he wrote the book just to make sure that, like, all the statute of limitations have passed and gone. But, I mean, some of his Saban, like, quirky, like, stories about him are just Clap Bonnet. Like, guys that have been there for a long time, that have seen all these personalities come through. It's great to just kind of have them unfiltered and have them telling just stories about pickup basketball games at lunch in the dungeon of Saban, like half body in, half body out, burning a heater, blowing the smoke outside, having the AC just having it nothing but sucked back into the gym as he's MFing every assistant coach from the top of the stairs about the score and changing teams. I mean, like, stuff that would make you be like, Jesus, dude, like, it ain't that big of a deal, man.
Just pick up basketball, bro. Like,
just go smoke that cigarette by the curb and come back, man. We'll be all right.
About to hotbox the gym over here.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, everybody gagging. All right, so remember our Caesars giveaway. You want to go to the Saints preseason game on the 26th, or if you want to go see LSU play Florida State on opening college football weekend in the Dome, our friends at Caesars Sportsbook are giving you a chance to walk away with 4 tickets to each. There's a promo code for each of them. If you want to go to the Saints game, it's JC Saints 15. If you want to go to the LSU Florida State game, it's JC LSU 15. If you've already signed up for Caesars Sportsbook, you got to do it from a different web address. You got to do it from a different email address. Because you can't have multi-entries. So just a little heads up there. But if you want to go to the game, we're giving you an opportunity with our friends over at Caesar Sportsbook. All right, let's go to our mailbag segment. Have a take, don't suck. Remember, the phone number is simple. 225-229-7741. That is Rove Camara for an easy way for you to remember it. Hopefully you've got it stored into your contacts list. However you remember this show, whatever you name this show, it's called the Jordy Culotta Show. I don't know what you call it out in the streets or in your contact list. But save it. 225-229-7741. Rove Camara. We got a couple of voicemails, Stewie. Let's get them going here.
Let's hear those.
And see where we will lead off. Let's roll.
I love how we never really know what it could. It could be
That's
anything.
the good part of it.
I mean, we don't even check.
That's the fun part.
I mean, the surprise in life is something that you lose.
That's true. That's true.
You can invent that.
Hi, this is Brooke.
Turn it up, Stewie.
And my question for you is, what are your thoughts on what the QB narrative was before Jones Sloan was hired onto staff? Because it seems to me like you're making it seem like the QB situation was atrocious before him. So I would like to know what your thoughts were on the.
Stewie, rewind it real quick. My bad.
I love that a girl called in, though.
Hi, this is Brooke Stewie, and my question for you is, what are your thoughts on what the QB narrative was before Jones Sloan was hired onto staff? Because it seems to me like you're making it seem like the QB situation was atrocious before him. So I would like to know what your thoughts were on the.
Thank you, Brooke. Brooke Stewie? Stewie, is that you? Is that you? What's the area code on that?
337 from Lake Charles.
Okay.
Lake Charles.
337. Shout out to Brooke Stewie for listening. Thank you for the call. Thank you for the question. No, I don't think that it was atrocious before Joe Sloan. I just think it was very inconsistent, and that there wasn't a you never had successive cycles where you got Garrett Nussmeier, Walker Howard, and hopefully you can land Ricky Collins. I can't remember 3 straight recruiting cycles where you were able to get guys of that caliber at that position. And to me, that's not all Joe Sloan. Garrett Nussmeier was brought in under the last coaching staff. And even Walker Howard, for that matter, was really committed to that staff for a long time before he ultimately signed while Brian Kelly was the head coach. But, to see this position become so consistent is probably the better way to say it from my point of view. I don't think that it was atrocious. I just think it was very inconsistent. Joe Burrow covered up a lot for LSU in that quarterback room and in that program. But it was the first time that you really had somebody at that spot that you could truly trust, that you could really look at and say, hey, run this side of the ball. And I think that you have, you got guys like Nussmeier, Walker Howard that's now in the program, that his clock has started, and it's not as if he's got his back up against the wall where he's got to play immediately. So the cycle is now on pace to me to really, have those guys ready to play when it's time to get them on the field. So I think the consistency that's here now. And I don't accredit all of that just to Joe Sloan. I think Sloan deserves a lot of credit for what's going on. But it was starting to move in that direction even prior to Brian Kelly and his staff showing up. Hashtag mailbag inside of the chat. You can also call in 225-229-7741. Brooke, thank you for the call from Lake Charles. Stewie, where are we going to next?
New Orleans.
To New Orleans.
Top of the morning to the Jordy Culotta show. Jeff and Kenner here.
Hey, Jeff.
Hope you guys are doing great. Just wanted to point out, I hope you saw the video of Jamar Chase talking about how he spent his first $1 million. Pretty cool video. And if y'all haven't, find it on Facebook or some other social media outlet. So maybe y'all can look at that and discuss. Pretty neat. And man, that car he got. Wow. All right, guys. Have a great show. Bye.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
I need to watch that.
But I think they asked him if he was better than Justin Jefferson, and he was like, I'm better than Justin.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
Just like Justin Jefferson said that he's coming for the best wide receiver in the league, and they asked Devontae Adams about it, and he was like, what do you think about it? And he said, I love it. What do you expect him to say?
Yeah,
you're asking, do you understand, like you're asking Jamar Chase if he believes anybody's better than him at what he does. Jamar Chase believes he's the best at what he does. That's why he's so good. So, if you ask him something directly like that, and I'm not saying that people have, or the person that asked it, but you can't have your feelings hurt if he hits you honestly. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I would expect nothing less from Jamar Chase. Yeah, no doubt. It was a little rib back and forth between his boy, but even in pure 100% honest situations for both of them, Jets, you think you're better than Jam? Jamar, you think you're better than Justin? Both of them are going to say yes. And that's why they are who they are. But, Jeff, I got to watch that, bro. Jamar Chase's first million? Was that what it?
Yep.
What kind of car?
Yeah, what was it?
He said he spent $20K on rookie dinners.
Wow.
Dang.
I mean, is that bad? Before I say that,
I've heard like $100K.
Me too.
For the rookie dinner, so
especially for the first pick.
Yeah, it's not
like
bad.
for the first round pick.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And he's a top 5 pick.
Yeah,
that's
not bad.
I mean, what is that? Guaranteed $25 million? I mean, that's probably making it out okay. $20K.
I think he bought his mom like a Maserati.
Sweet. Voicemail. What are we going to do next? Stewie, who we got?
I think it's Jeff and Kenner again.
Really?
And Bunker, I present Stingray, an Alabama alum.
We're back at SEC Media Days, and Stingray, who is a social media sensation.
Absolutely.
Stingray, how did all this begin?
Well, you signed on the SEC network and you said you wanted a representative from each of the 14 colleges in the SEC, and so I figured why not let me be the voice of Mississippi State on your show?
Mississippi State.
But you're not a Mississippi State graduate.
No, Alabama.
Oh, my
But
God.
weird. Tell you this much, wanted to go over to Mississippi State and be a media.
What happened?
Yeah,
It cut off.
It cut out. That was the end of the voicemail.
Isn't that so weird, though?
That's your boy.
That guy went
It's
to
not my
Alabama.
boy. He didn't even graduate from Mississippi State.
He
Why
claims
is he
it.
even
He's the voice of
fan?
Mississippi State.
Why though? That's so odd. If you graduate from Alabama, I don't know.
That is strange,
I guess
man.
he
Really
just was like, I don't want to be a Bama fan. I don't know.
But he's weird enough to be one.
Yeah,
so
he's
weird.
definitely like weird.
This is weird.
Any more voicemails?
None.
Didn't we have one yesterday?
That was the one. That was the one we listened to yesterday. The first one from Lake Charles.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hashtag mailbag. Call into the show. 225-229-7741. Have a take. Don't suck. 225-229-7741. Mailbag questions. Jeff and Kenner. Chase bought a Bentley. Talks about it being his dream car. Louis Caro. Have y'all seen Stingray? I haven't seen him in a while. I think he lost a bunch of weight.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, I think he
was.
did.
He was a very rotund
Yeah.
gentleman.
Yes.
So he actually didn't spend $1 million
kind man,
though. He only spent like $400K.
Good for him.
Yep, $631K in the savings. Getting a call.
Oh, somebody's calling.
I think the hazing ritual of paying for rookie dinners is stupid.
Yeah,
That's
I think
dumb.
it's dumb.
That's dumb.
We all got money.
Yeah, seriously, man. Teach him how to be a pro. Have a take, don't suck. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
How you doing? I'm Ryan. I'm up here in Tennessee right now.
Hell
I'm from
yeah.
Zachary.
Okay. Oh, I hear it. I hear that twang. I hear that Zachary twang. All right, what you got, babe?
The caller wanted to ask you, on this year's team, what do you think is going to be the dominant unit? Do you think we're going to be relying more on the defense or the offense this year?
I would say defense. And I think that the defensive line is going to be the dominant unit for LSU. Their defensive line is so deep and they are so frontline talented that they are going to be hell. I think that that nobody's going to push them around, and I think that's what's going to keep LSU in every game, the fact that you'll be able to control the defensive line of scrimmage. I just think that if they can stay healthy, they've got the names, they've got the depth, they got the dudes that they can cause hell in any game. And that's also the reason why I don't think that they'll ever get blown out this year.
Thank you. Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. I appreciate you calling in, man. Appreciate you listening up in Tennessee. All right. Have a take, don't suck. 225-229-7741. 225-229-ROAF Camara. Have a take, don't suck. Give us a call.
You got a couple of questions in here.
What we got?
Chat.
What we
If you
got?
can only go to one home game, which one would it be?
Tennessee.
All right. That was quick.
Yeah. I love the Bama game, and the Bama game is going to be awesome, and it always is.
Yeah.
But, I mean, been there, done that, seen that. I think the Tennessee game day is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a sneaky good game.
I think it is.
Yeah, it is going to be great.
I think it's going to be a good game.
Jordy, do you think BK and Woodward
yeah.
have finally gotten rid of the cannabis suspensions? 3 to 6 game suspensions for smoking is absurd, while other schools do nothing about it. Thoughts?
I hope so, yes. And I think that has been a point of emphasis is train. Look, remember, we talked about Will Wade a lot trying to change the drug policy at LSU. Because of just how
bogus it is,
just crazy, bro. I mean, it's
Sadiq Charles.
It's Russia.
Game time decision.
I mean, it's Brittany Griner. I mean, it's nuts, man.
Court Friday for her.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Didn't they trade the Warlord?
I don't know. She still has to go to trial.
Yeah, she does.
So sentencing Friday.
I don't know, man. America's giving up a Don.
Yeah.
I would probably hang on to that guy.
Yeah, well.
7-footer, washed up center. What do you want me to do with this?
I guess.
Do you ride your bike every morning, and how far? Ever ride on the levee?
I don't do the levee. I got a route that I take from the office and go through South Downs and get to the LSU lakes, and then I get to the kind of like the workout park at the lakes. It's broken up in 25-minute intervals. It takes me 25 minutes to get to the park. I work out for 25 minutes.
When do you start?
And then I get back here at 25. I leave here at 4:50 a.m.
4:50.
4:50.
Okay.
And it takes me 25 minutes to get to the park. Then I spend 25 minutes at the park, and it takes me 25 minutes to get home.
Okay.
So it's roughly an hour and a
Yeah.
half. I mean, hour and 15
Yeah,
minutes.
that's a good workout.
Yeah, it's a good workout in the morning. Get your body flow, get the blood flowing.
My workout at 4:30 a.m. is doing laundry and getting things ready for the other people that will wake up later.
For the kiddos, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And David?
Yeah.
Do you lay David's clothes out for him?
I do a lot of days, yeah, if he has to dress for like certain things. He's colorblind, so I kind of have to for a lot of things.
Wow. I never believed the colorblind kid
I
in
don't
school.
fully believe it.
shitting on
I
David,
don't
huh?
fully believe it that he's colorblind.
Really?
I mean, I believe he has.
Well, you
some,
have to be able to
He has to see some colors.
I mean, you would have to. If you're not, that's a
Yeah.
hell of an act to keep
It
up.
is.
Because I mean, you're like, hey, look at that red bird. You're
It
like,
is like
you
that.
son of a bitch.
But
You're not
that's like-
colorblind.
this is like more like purple and blue is confusing to him. But I think a lot of it is just a ploy to get me to pick out his clothes.
So he would
that's
think
one
that
less
my
thing
shirt
he
was
has
purple?
to do. He might not know if that was purple or blue. Yeah.
Wow.
But other than that, he's just not really good at putting outfits together. So.
So you do dress.
Brian Burgess. I've probably seen Jordy at the park working out some mornings. Brian, do you have asthma?
I forgot about that asthma guy.
The guy almost died that morning, huh?
But
Kinda look
you
like-
know Brian. I mean, you've seen him. He came to our tailgate, the
No,
basketball
I know
tailgate.
Brian.
Yeah,
No, I know
so you
Brian.
would
But I
know
mean,
that
it's
was him.
pitch black dark.
Yeah.
That's
scary,
why the
Jordy.
asthma.
I
That's
mean,
why
you're taking a risk.
That's why the cougher really freaked me out.
I know. Didn't you say something to the guy?
Well, I think he sensed me looking at him, and I was like, I had headphones in, so I don't know what I mean, I can control my volume, but I don't know if he could hear me. But as he was hacking, I'm like, Jesus, man.
You over the headphones.
Yeah, I'm like, is this guy dying? And I could sense he was kind of like looking at me because there's a street light. Like it's kind of like you can see his silhouette almost. It's called asthma, buddy. I'm like, go see a doctor, bro.
Yeah, go to the asthma doctor.
Jeez,
Get a
I
breathing
mean,
treatment.
she's thinking you're gonna die.
I know. Look, we got Rhonda Don up in here. Are you headed to camp today again? Is it over?
No, Ronnie ain't messed with that rain, man.
That's it? You're going?
Weather to like, cause it's flooded bad out there right now.
Is it really? I mean, I hear it, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's flooded bad out there.
Jeez.
It sounds crazy. I mean, Joe Fuchsia was supposed to come in this morning and just said, I can't make it off of campus. I'm flooded in.
Yeah. That's not good. You got a couple of mailbag questions
All right, hit me.
in the chat. Are you going to have Coach Flint on? And do you think the Southern Band will play neck in Tiger Stadium?
They better.
have to.
You think they will? Where did that come from? Can someone explain to me the neck thing?
I mean, it's just a song
And
that
it's
bands
the
play.
SS, it's just like that Tiger. That's
yeah,
the
it's
song.
it's well, I mean,
Why is it called neck
they've
for
turned
one?
it. Well,
That's the
name of the song.
Why?
I don't know.
Because the song says you're talking
It's
out
called
the side of your neck.
it's called Side of Your Neck. That's right.
It is?
Yeah.
Why?
That's the name of the song.
So why is that like a big deal? Why is that always a thing?
Because it's awesome
Yeah.
when they play
Okay.
it, and it gets the place jumping.
Is it just an LSU thing?
No, I mean I've heard other schools play it, but
Southern's
you know,
band when Southern plays it.
Oh god,
Really?
It's like it's screaming.
I didn't know anybody else played it except
Oh, yeah,
LSU.
everybody plays it. It's,
Okay.
it's a song that a lot of bands play.
Okay.
But it's more of like a marching band instead of
But
like
what
a
do
traditional.
other
A lot of
schools
brass.
do? And if it's not,
a lot of brass, a
does
lot
it,
of
like suck
you know
that
what I mean. A
bulldog?
lot of I mean
It is.
It's
They do it for whatever mascot. It's not just a tiger
No,
thing.
LSU just like
No,
kinda
LSU just does
came
it.
up with
Okay.
the suck that tiger.
Okay.
You know,
I got it.
'cause
got it.
when you're in that stadium, you.
But it's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's
10
cool.
out of
I
10.
just was curious. I never really knew the background on it.
And yes, I'd love to have Coach Flynn on.
Yeah, that'd be
and
cool.
have try to get him in, but it'll probably be now that they're in camp. Obviously, I mean, Coach
yeah.
Flynn's kind of been like the head coach of the team the last couple of 8 weeks. You know, I mean, he sees them more than anybody. So now
trying to
that
get Coach Frakes too, Matt
yeah,
Frakes.
and Matt Franks, the
Mm-hmm.
nutritionist.
Thanks,
Cool
Scott
social media
Gravenstein, for that
Mhm.
question.
I like just a cool follow.
Yeah, he is. He is.
This is Jason from Nashville, and my question is: are y'all going to do post-game shows after football games this season, like the whiskey and wine days?
We're talking about it. We're definitely going to do a kind of like companion show where we watch the game with you. We'll have Rohan really kind of heading up our football coverage stuff. We're still talking about how we're going to live in the football season, whether it's pregame showing, whether it's postgame show, whether it's in-game stuff, our relationship with WAFB and their capabilities of going in stadium and at stadium. So we're talking about a lot of stuff right now, and hopefully we'll have a plan formed up for us over the next couple of weeks that we can present to you so you can know where to find us on Saturdays. But we will be somewhere, I can promise you that.
Tailgate.
Yeah, Patrick
Yeah.
Dorsey asked that. Are you guys going to pick a game to tailgate?
Absolutely.
The show.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. No doubt.
Hunter Fournette wants to know bigger breakout season: Sage Ryan or Emery?
Probably John Emery from my standpoint. I think that Sage Ryan's going to play a lot of football, but I think John Emery is going to be the centerpiece of the offense.
I'm obsessed with him now.
Who,
John
After
Emery?
meeting him.
Yeah, he's great.
He is the coolest. Like his vibe.
Yeah.
He is
It's very
so
New
freaking
Orleans.
Cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
Very, very New Orleans.
So cool.
Colby Fields,
Mm.
extremely New Orleans.
Very,
Yeah.
very New
Like
Orleans. Deep New Orleans.
all New Orleans.
Yeah.
Tough not to like Colby Fields, man.
Yeah.
Pulling for that cat. But yes, John Emery to me is set to have a just monster season. I think they're going to build the whole offense around him. I really do.
What would you, if you had to stat predict, what would you go? Would you go? It's going to be over 100 carries for sure.
For sure. Over 100 carries, 1,100 yards rushing, 15 to 20 touchdowns on the ground, 25 catches,
Yeah.
600 to 700
I
yards.
think he might go over 25 catches.
I'd love it.
These are just your
I would,
predictions.
I would sacrifice rush numbers for catch numbers on John Emery because I'd love to see him in the open field and using the screen game.
Scary.
But he's good to run inside, man.
Yeah.
You can run him inside. You think and he feels like very finesse, very open field, fast. But he can play that grimy game where you got to just run him into the line of scrimmage for a couple of quarters before he just busts
Yeah,
one.
then he has that, like, he'll run inside, and it'll be
It'll
like
zip out.
It's stopped up, and he just
Zip
jumps out of it.
the Alabama.
Yep.
The Alabama run. I mean, he's got great vision, he's got great open field speed, and he's got great football instincts. Like everybody that plays around him will tell you, like instinctually, he knows football. His dad was on Frank Wilson's O. Perry Walker staff. We talked about that with Frank. But, I mean, he comes from football blood, man. Like, they have been around football Emery's whole life. And he is, I'm telling you, I believe if he can stay healthy, and I hope to God he stays healthy, I think that he could be a first-round pick. I mean, I think that he could be an all-SEC back. I think he could be the centerpiece of the offense. He has that type of talent. We all know that. I'm not telling you anything you don't know from a talent standpoint. But I think it comes together, man. I think he puts it all together. I really do.
TDP had 211 carries last year. I think he'll get more than that.
He was amazing.
Ty?
You think that John Emery will get more than 211 carries? I do not. I mean, bro, they gave it to him 40 times in some games, 35 times in some games.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I think Noah Kane is going to – he's
was
going
gonna
to
say,
get
he's gonna eat some of
touches.
those.
You know what I mean? I think Armani Goodwin is going to get touches. but I think Emory can touch the ball all purpose. I think he can touch the ball 25 times a game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, he can touch the ball, passing, catching, and I'd put him back on kick return.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they use him, like in terms of like 5 wide sets, like how they use Clyde, like in that 5 wide set, split him out wide.
You can
put him out
easily
there
do
on
that.
linebacker, just-
Easily do that, and you'll have a light. You know, you'll have Alabama's linebacker thinking, I can't guard this cat.
I'm not
I mean,
going out there.
I can't keep this guy in front of me, 15, 20 yards down the field. No, I think Emory's about to bust out, but I think that Sage Ryan's going to play a ton of football. He'll play a lot of football.
I think this is the year Sage gets his feet wet and realizes it's like
Yeah, he'll make a couple plays.
Yeah, like I could play here. Like
Make a couple plays.
Cordell wants to know, if I came into town one Friday night to catch a high school football game, which game this season would you recommend?
Well, I'd go player watching because the first 5 weeks of the season, all these real good Baton Rouge teams they're not hot. And we just talked to Woodlawn. Woodlawn's playing everybody. I don't have the team's schedule in front of me, but I would go watch Ricky Collins play. I would go watch Jaden Alsbury play at University High.
They play each other.
Yeah, they do. I'd go watch Shelton Sampson play. Shelton Sampson plays Jordan Matthews and Woodlawn. You know what I mean? Like, I would go watch those types of matchups, which you can easily find just by accessing these school websites. And who's this?
This is Woodlawn. So they got U-High week
What was the
1.
date he's coming in?
Who?
It's Cordell.
Did he say a specific
No,
date?
he just said if he were to choose one, which
I mean,
one do you think it would be?
is the first game of the season U-High and Woodlawn?
yeah.
I would come to that one.
U-High week 1. LCA week 2. Carver Collegiate Academy week 3. I don't know who that is.
That's Carver down in New Orleans. That's where Marshall Falk went.
Edie White week 4. St. James week 5.
Wow, Coach.
Zachary week
Wow.
6.
Wow.
Liberty Magnet week 7.
Caleb Jackson.
Just pick a weekend,
Catholic week 8.
Cordell.
Jesus.
Central week 9. And Scotlandville week 10.
Good God, man. I mean, that's the NFC South.
Yeah.
Holy cow, bro. That is a schedule. I mean,
That is
a schedule. Read it again.
U-High, LCA, Carver, Edie White, St. James, Zachary, Liberty Magnet, Catholic, Central, Scotlandville.
That's tough.
I mean, bro, that's Ricky Collins. Look, Ricky Collins going to earn it.
Yeah.
He'll earn it. I mean, that's as good a schedule as you can find. Pull up Catholic High's schedule, Stewie. Who's Catholic High? Remember our friends over at RMB? Rhett Bourgeois and the crew over at RMB Builders, rmb-builders.com. They're over at Katie's house right now. They got a couple of projects going on. What you got?
Week 1, Warren Easton. Week 2, U-High.
I mean, Shelton Sampson and Jaden Alsbury, week 2. I'll go watch that.
Week 3, STM. Week 4, Liberty Magnet. Week 5, Central. Then they have Woodlawn, Scotlandville, and Zachary.
Damn. Nobody plays Carr? Who's Carr? Bring up Carr's schedule.
Yeah, they haven't been listed
They
on
don't want
either
that
of
smoke.
these, right?
A lot of people don't want that smoke.
More sacks, Roy or Smith?
Smith.
Who?
Jaquelin or Mason. They put Mason. They put Jaquelin over the nose. I mean, they put him at nose this year. I don't know how much he can. I don't know how many sacks he can get from there. And Mason is so versatile. Like I think you'll probably see Mason standing up.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That's scary.
It's scary. Very scary.
Edna
JJ Pickett says pull up Scotlandville schedule too.
Edna Carr is Scotlandville week 1.
Damn.
Warren Easton, St. Aug, Brother Martin, Jesuit, Holy Cross, Rummel, and John Curtis.
He's just playing all the New Orleans heavyweights. What's Scotlandville's?
Carr, Madison Prep, West Monroe, Rummel, Central, Zachary, Liberty, Catholic, and Woodlawn.
Jesus.
So they're in Woodlawn's district. They must have switched districts because last year was Central wasn't in that district last year. And
Really?
Liberty wasn't in it. It was Catholic, Woodlawn, St. Amant, East Ascension, Dutchtown, McKinley.
Did McKinley move down?
They might have.
I think they moved down.
And Liberty Magnet just moved up, right?
Yeah.
They were like
This
4A
is this their
last
first year playing varsity?
year. No, they were 4A last year.
They were?
Yeah.
I love high school football.
I know. It's the greatest
I really
thing.
do, man.
It's like,
I mean, like when you can get those pre-district matchups like Catholic High and Scotlandville, or like Scotlandville's playing West Monroe in week 2.
Woodlawn played them last year in like
Yeah.
week 3.
Yeah. Didn't they go up there and beat them?
No, they lost.
They lost?
They got drugged, but they weren't ready. Like they hadn't played like the week before. They missed their week 1 game because of the hurricane, and then they played U High week 2, and lost to U High, and then they had to go to West Monroe. But then they ended up going to the quarterfinals in the playoffs. So
Yeah. They're a nightmare of a matchup.
Coach.
I mean, just a nightmare.
Those 2 receivers he was talking about earlier, Jalen Henry and Kyle Jones, nightmare matchups. Like, nightmares. They gave everybody fits.
Any more mailbag questions?
That was all. Oh, wait. Here you go. Here's a new one from Ultra Raider. Jordy, what do you think will be the main differences at this upcoming fall camp with BK versus fall camps of the past?
Well, judging by what BK said at SEC Media Days, he said if you watched LSU play UCLA last year, that was a tired team.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a shot. So I think that, you know, he's going to work them, but I think he's going to be cognizant of keeping them fresh throughout the start of the season.
Got a text message from
And
that question.
BK has also said, and I've heard him talk about how they've worked out outside the entire summer. Like, they've been in the heat. They have been in the sun. They've been getting in shape. So I think that he's done a lot of the, the brutal part of camp, the running, the conditioning. He's done a lot of that during the summertime. And I don't think that he's going to, he's not going to grind these guys into the ground. And I think that LSU will be fresh. They pay so much attention. That's why I would love to talk to Jacob Flint, really, because of just the emphasis that they put on that part of the game. And Moffitt did as well. And I will never knock anything that Moffitt did or say that anybody's doing anything better. Moffitt was a generational guy that LSU had for 22 years at any Division I college football program in any position grows stale. 22 years at a D1 program at the same one is an eternity. And for Moffitt to stay in the position he did for as long as he did shows you how great he is. And he's going to be great, man, in whatever he does next. But the emphasis that the new strength staff is putting on the data that they're collecting on these guys. And I think that's, Moffitt and those guys embraced it, and they were doing it. But this is just a younger generation that's really kind of executing it in Flint and those guys. They grew up in this world. It's a lot like kind of what Katie and I battle in owning a business, and our business being in media and being a part of that in social media. A lot of the people that really dominate the social media space are between the ages of 18 and 25. We think we know it. We all have social media platforms. I got a Twitter account. I got a Facebook. I got an Instagram, but I really don't know. I don't live in it like the younger generation did. I wasn't born into it. That stuff kind of was developed as I was an adult. This generation that's coming up, they don't know any different. They don't know how not to have that in their life.
Are you telling us you don't post your outfit of the day, selfies every day?
Tragically, I do not.
Who does that?
That would be a lot of people do that.
That is strange. It's
a
like
lot of people do that.
People who spend too much time on social media and have their idea of themselves through social media.
But that's your age
weird.
People.
Right.
That's
They're
your
weirdos.
age people. Yeah. Not weirdos. That's just who y'all are.
I don't know, Stewie. There's a lot of people your age that make a ton of money off of just doing that.
Look at Ron's social media. It's always on fire.
Ron's social media is funny.
Cool.
Ron,
it is.
But Ron knows that he lives in a reality. Ron lives in reality. Ron's not living his life through his social media.
Right.
And a lot of people our age do.
That's true.
Yeah. And that would only, in my opinion, continue to get worse.
Oh, it's getting worse.
The best thing about Ron's social media is if you're on his close friends list, and then you get the good stuff.
Ron, give me that credential back, you prick. How do I not make a close friends list?
You can't be on the close friends list. You're like the big boss man.
The big boss guy that sends you to Saints camp? Shit. All right, how's Lloyd doing on OTB? Is anybody watching?
Here's another question.
Ah,
Jordy.
nobody wanted to play along there.
Amari Daniels wants to know, he's coming down hopefully for a night game this year. Any recommendations for the game and where to go before and after? What are the big night games?
Bama's probably going to be the biggest one, huh?
Yeah.
Tennessee will be pretty big.
I don't know if Tennessee's going to be a night game. That day is so good of college
what day
football.
is that?
That's
Is
the
the
day A&M plays Bama. So
So
that'll be the
October
night
8th?
game. And I believe Georgia plays Florida.
But it depends on if CBS picks it up. Or
No,
not.
I know, but I mean, how could they not?
But sometimes CBS likes to do that like 3:30 slot
Coach.
for those games. I mean, look,
For Jimbo and Saban, the one after they brawled in the offseason, if that ain't prime time, what is?
I want to go to that game, but I don't want to miss the Tennessee game.
Call Rohan. You'll probably get tickets.
Totally. I would love. Would y'all not love to be at that game?
Yeah, definitely.
I hate.
But
that
I want to
there's a
be.
good
I would
game
want to be
here.
in the mix.
Yes.
You know, like I would want to be down there
Yeah,
listening.
I need to be on the field.
Yeah.
I need to feel passes.
That would be amazing.
I believe that's the same day. I believe Tennessee.
You're right.
And I think
October
that
8th.
Georgia plays Florida on that day. I mean, it's a great day for college football.
Mm-hmm.
And the LSU Tennessee game, I'm telling you, is going to be a sneaky great game.
It is going to be a great game.
It's going to be a great game. Heupel and Volunteers are good.
I'm so excited about it.
What's old boy's name? Hooker.
Yeah, Hendon Hooker.
Hendon Hooker.
Yeah. It's going to be a good day. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Ohio State plays Michigan State that day.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Texas
a big
plays
day.
OU.
Wow. I'm telling you, bro.
Like, is it?
This might be the biggest Saturday in the sport.
I know. What do you even do? How do
Come
you
over
even
here.
choose? Yeah,
Get every TV running.
that's true.
Order a super pack of Relief Med.
But we have to be at the Tennessee game. That's my point. But we don't know what time that is yet.
Sometimes the games are too social for me, bro.
Texas, Oklahoma. You got A&M, Bama. Ohio State, Michigan State, LSU, Tennessee, Auburn, and Georgia.
Okay, it's Auburn, Georgia, not
yeah,
Georgia,
Auburn,
Florida.
Georgia.
Okay.
South
Who's Florida got that day?
Let's see. I don't see Florida on here. I have a bye week. Notre Dame plays BYU that week. What a great schedule they have. Arkansas, Mississippi State.
Yep. It's a
L.
big day. Hey, for who?
Mississippi
The
State.
Bells.
Jordy.
Arkansas sneaky good this year.
I'm telling you.
are.
KJ
I'm nervous
Jefferson-
about Arkansas.
They're
Yeah,
sneaky
KJ
good.
Jefferson's
Lots of
like
years.
good.
When with Sam Pittman, they're about to stop being sneaky. They're just going to be good.
Mm-hmm. I love Sam Pittman, honestly.
Yes, sir.
How can you not?
Yes, sir.
I know, he's so country.
Yes, sir.
He's so country.
Yes.
I hit him with he was walking down the hall in SEC Media Days, and I put the camera on and I said, Coach, can I get a yes, sir? And he almost hit me with one, and he looked at his PR guy, and he was like, I can't do it.
Why?
Sorry.
They
Why
neutered
couldn't
him.
he do that?
They neutered him.
That's not a big deal.
They don't want to turn him into Ogeron, I'm telling you.
Aww.
They've used the Ogeron. How much has Pittman heard about Ogeron?
Yeah, probably too much.
I mean, like,
But he's
they've
not
cautionary taled ode
too many
day
times.
and night to
You
Sam
know what?
Pittman.
Look, this is
You want to be a rah-rah guy? This is what happens to a
This is what-
rah-rah guy.
this
You'll
is
be
what
shirtless in Cabo at spring break next year.
But how is that a comparison? Why are they comparing him to O?
Both line
Both of them
guys.
don't have – they've never been a coordinator.
Okay.
Ogeron was a defensive line coach. Sam Pittman's an offensive line coach.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are known for their big personalities. They're really good recruiters.
Yeah.
They're good in the home. You know what I mean? But when you start some people argue this, some people may not. I kind of now fall into the league of, you are who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you hire who you hire. You knew going into hiring Sam Pittman, Ed Ogeron, Lane Kiffin, Nick Saban, Billy Napier, whoever it is. You know who you're getting.
Yeah.
Right? So if you bring them in and ask them to either tone it down or cut it out, you got to expect some type of pushback from that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be from the people around that personality or that personality. In Ogeron's case, it would be him. In Pittman's case, it's probably the people around him that are like, hey, man, give me Sam Pittman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, bro, give me a yes, sir. And you could tell he was like, he wanted to. Fuck. Yeah, I can't do it.
Do it.
bro. I can't
Sorry,
do it.
guys.
She's watching. You know what I mean? Like, I get it.
Florida plays Missouri that weekend.
Okay. When?
October 8th. Yeah,
No,
that's
W.
right.
W.
Yeah, put a W on the collar.
Any more mailbag questions?
I think that, Cordell has another one. Who do you think has the toughest schedule in the SEC?
Toughest schedule in the SEC. I want to say Arkansas's got a tough one. It's a good question, Cordell.
It is Cordell.
Who does Bama open up with this year?
Bama opens up in Atlanta with
some slap.
CBS is saying Auburn has a really tough schedule.
They play the first 5 weeks at home.
That's just what I'm reading.
Oh, they play Texas. They play at Texas. That's the big game this year.
11 a.m., bro.
Yeah.
Kidding me?
What a time.
Let's see what Sports Illustrated says. Georgia has the easiest.
Yeah.
Let's see who they rank number 1. Arkansas. Then Vanderbilt. Interesting. Then A&M. Then Auburn. Do I keep going?
Let me get to. I want to get to Arkansas to see who they play.
Okay. We're number 7. Well, when I say we, I meant Mississippi State's number
Ooh,
7.
the
LSU's
dreaded
number
we.
8.
I thought
I
you were
said
about
we,
to say we
Mississippi
as
State.
LSU. Wow.
They're number 7. LSU's number 8. I've done it. I've slipped up a few times. Ole Miss number
opens
9.
with Cincinnati.
We showed up. We weren't ready to play that day. Arkansas, they play Cincinnati to open. South Carolina, Missouri State, Texas A&M, Alabama, Mississippi State, BYU is a non-conference late in the season.
And
That's a
they're
hell of a
good.
pickup.
Yeah.
Play at Auburn. Ooh, Liberty. The week before LSU. Hugh Freeze. Don't overlook Hugh.
Yeah, I was about to say,
But they don't play Georgia or Florida. Arkansas doesn't.
Who is their Eastern Division opponents this year? They play Missouri. That's a win. Is Missouri there? Is Missouri there permanent? Is Missouri there? Is Arkansas permanent?
I don't know who they're permanent.
No, I think Arkansas and Missouri are permanent because they want to make it like a rivalry.
Wait, they play Missouri State and Missouri.
South Carolina.
Easy travel for Missouri State, and they're paying them probably $500,000 just to show up.
Yeah.
Missouri and why am I missing this? They play Missouri and Mississippi State. No.
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Good one, Stewie. Sorry about that, but I mean that's a pretty tough schedule.
Wait, Florida plays Florida State this year too. At the end of the season.
Well, they've revived that game, right? That used to be an annual game.
I think they're like trying to keep it at that rivalry weekend, like LSU. Like
is that the last weekend of the season? I love it.
I mean, Alabama.
Is that where Tebow had the mud on his face and he was fist pumping down? That was that game, right?
For the rest of your lives.
Fucking nerd.
Alabama's got it easy.
I mean,
I feel like
now.
Utah
Cupcake,
State,
cupcake.
Texas, ULM, Vanderbilt,
Cupcake.
Arkansas, A&M, Tennessee, Mississippi State, LSU, Ole Miss, Austin. What do you?
Austin
what is it?
P.
Pay. I never know.
Austin P.
And Auburn.
Austin
Is it
P.
P?
Yeah. Austin
Is
P.
it P?
Pushing P.
Oh wow.
That's what I was thinking.
Nice.
See Tennessee's schedule.
Okay, well, it's 9:00.
You gotta go somewhere?
Oh, I just wonder if we're gonna keep
Got somewhere to
going
be?
or keeping this
Tennessee
on.
opens with Ball
Keeping up
State.
ranking schedules. Ball.
Yeah, I
State.
kind of wanted to talk schedules here.
Keep
Ball
going then.
State, Pittsburgh, Akron, Florida, at LSU, Alabama.
Wait, is Auburn's schedule really like one of the toughest in the country? They
Well,
play
that's
the
what
first 5
CBS
weeks at
reported.
home.
Well, what did I just tell you? They were listed.
CBS is kind of.
Yeah.
Gotta go with ESPN on the schedule thing.
I agree.
I actually put.
Do we trust Fox Sports in college football?
Wait, I didn't realize.
Do you trust Fox Sports in college football?
Sports
No.
Illustrated
I
and
don't,
CBS.
I don't really
honestly.
like their broadcast.
I don't either. The fact that they put the game at 11 a.m. between Texas and Alabama tells me everything I need to know. Are you kidding me? What an opportunity y'all have, and y'all are kicking this thing off at 11 a.m.? I mean, like,
probably have an Ohio State.
how do you take the steam out of a big game? Kick it off before noon. That'll do it.
Maybe it's because Ohio State plays Oregon week 2.
Auburn's cross-divisional games are Missouri at Georgia. I mean, they play Georgia every year.
They're number 4 in toughest schedules this season.
I get you. Look, man, are they going to Penn State?
No.
Penn State's going to Auburn? Okay. That'll be a nice game.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, this year?
They're going to Georgia and Ole Miss and Mississippi State and Alabama. Auburn is. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their first games are at home.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the first 5 games are at home. How tough can your schedule really be? You give me 5 weeks at home.
I mean, I think it's
to get
the
my feet
last
underneath
half,
me.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's LSU, Georgia, Ole Miss, Arkansas. I mean, it's everybody after that. Arkansas, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Alabama. I mean, you know, that's a pretty tough second half of the season. Right? No.
I mean, I just figure if you play in the SEC, Western Division in particular, that would be the top 7 toughest schedules in the country. I mean, it's like, what do we? Don't overthink it.
This is tough.
You know what I mean? Like in one season, you got to play A&M, Arkansas, Alabama, Ole Miss, LSU.
Everybody's ranked.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, damn. I mean, you can't hide from anybody. Auburn.
Can't take a break this week.
Yeah, exactly. But this is what we've been talking about. This is what the NFL, or excuse me, this is what the contracts, the television contracts, are now producing. Like, I can't wait for the Southern game, and I think the halftime show is going to be awesome. But this will be the last time you ever see that game again.
Really?
And it's not just LSU versus Southern. Take LSU versus any state school, any cross-directional
We'd have to
school.
play 'em like
you know,
week
I mean, like the Arkansas-Missouri State game ain't happening no more.
Right.
You know why? Because ESPN's not going to allow it. We just paid y'all $1 billion and put 14 more teams in the conference. Go play Texas. Go play Oklahoma. Go play Ole Miss. Go play Florida. Go play Georgia. You know, go play Clemson if they bring them in. Go play Miami.
Florida State.
Whoever it is. Every single week, you better be kicking it off against an opponent because we need eyeballs on our television sets. And that's what we're paying all of y'all for now. Not just the coaches and facilities and giving all the administrators money. We're paying the players, too.
I wonder how much they'll make from that NCAA game, too. Like, that's another thing that they can
Yeah, that's
throw in
NIL.
there.
I mean, that's the true definition of NIL.
Yeah.
I mean, that's you're using my name, my image, and my likeness for money that I'm not getting. So to me, that would be another collectively bargained agreement of here's a flat rate. If you make the cover, you get this.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to be on cover? Got to go Joey B. I would go Joey B. Or Bryce Young, maybe.
Well, do you have to do it? You do a sitting, right? I mean, I would almost go Caleb
Williams.
Caleb Williams at USC. But I guess Bryce Williams would be the chalk. I mean, he's a returning Heisman winner. Will Anderson?
Yeah. The last one was what? Denard Robinson from Michigan. He wasn't a Heisman winner.
Shoelaces?
Yep. NCAA 14. Best game ever created.
Where, he play Jacksonville?
He might have played in Jacksonville for a little bit, like not long. Ohio State opens up with Notre Dame.
Okay.
Week 1. That's going to be a good game.
How's Ohio State's schedule?
Ohio State, oh man, Notre Dame, Arkansas State, Toledo,
Ugh.
Wisconsin, Rutgers, Michigan State, Iowa, Penn State, Northwestern, Indiana, Maryland, and then they play Michigan. The schedules are.
I mean, back-to-back Ball State, Toledo. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Play somebody.
Yeah, that Notre Dame game is going to be must-watch
Yeah.
TV, though.
A lot of pressure on Notre Dame, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of smoke that boy's bringing up to him. You know what I mean?
He's building it up.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's going to get Jaden Ausberry's committing on Thursday at 6:30 at U-High. A lot of the trends point towards Notre Dame. Looks like Notre Dame's probably going to win out there.
Who's their quarterback?
They got the former Michigan head coach. They got Lloyd Carr. They got his grandson to commit to Notre Dame over Michigan when it was learned that Harbaugh wasn't going to get the Minnesota job. I guess the Carrs don't like Harbaughs.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, I mean that would be like Charlie Mack's grandson going to Alabama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how the hell did that happen?
Didn't like LSU.
Marcus Freeman, though. Dude's cleaning up. All right, have a good day. Hit that like button, share button, comment button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you've not already done so. Go back and check out our interview with Marcus Randall. Good stuff from the Woodlawn head coach, Ricky Collins head coach, Jordan Matthews. They're loaded, bro. They are loaded. Good to talk to Marcus. Swaggiest LSU player of all time. Looks like we have a poll up. How's the poll looking here? TM7 winning. Tyrann Mathieu, 50% of the vote, while OBJ and Jamar are sharing 26 and 13% of the votes, while 11% of you voted on an other player. Hopefully you've put your others below so we can talk about that. I'd imagine Jamal Adams would be on that other list.
Yeah.
Jarvis Landry?
Jarvis had like...
You know who I thought was sneaky swaggy was Jeremy Hill.
Yeah. He had the armbands.
He had the armbands.
The long sleeves.
And he used to hit the high step.
Who else was really swaggy? I'm trying to
Yeah.
my brain.
I'm trying to go way back. I'm trying to think way back. Greg Jackson, former safety, played in the late 80s, was a super swaggy safety. He used to wear the towel in the back, which I think is a great look for a skill player. If you can pull that off.
Did the towel in the back.
Did you do the towel in the back? You better be a player. Towel in the back is an instant, like, that cat's a player.
Like,
damn.
come see.
Yeah, right. And towel in the back with a high ass is a great look. Not so much, Stewie. Not so much.
That did ass.
Hit the like button, share button. We have run Katie off. She's scared of this conversation.
Oh, she has to go carpool.
Okay. All right. Have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.